Happy Crimson Tuesday. Maximus, hello. Nicholas Patton, hello. Good to see you. Happy Crimson Tuesday. There was a Crimson Wednesday last week, but it was kind of on short notice. So I'm going to do some of the stuff that I did at the Crimson Wednesday tonight. It was an AdventureX Application Systems Heidelberg Steam event stream. So I streamed from my Steam page, which is always that whole thing where I forget how to do it every single time. And just when I pushed the stream button tonight, and I was going to be early, and I was really excited about that. But just when I pushed the stream button, nothing was happening, and I realized that I still had all my stream info from the Steam stream, and I had to change all that over again. So, unfortunately, we're not on time today, but we're pretty close. Anyway, hola, aloha, no swa, Didanya. I don't know how to pronounce that properly, so I'm not going to try it. Either way, happy Crimson Tuesday. Good to see you. Goman-sama, happy Crimson Tuesday. Deluxe Talks Tuesday, gang. Oh, Nicholas Patton, don't worry. Yeah, don't worry if you missed last week's stream. Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure I was going to do it until, like, I wasn't sure if I was going to rebroadcast something or just go on and stream live, and it was very, very short notice. For that Steam stream, which I really did want to do live, and I did do it. But if you did miss it, I'm going to be showing basically the same slideshow tonight as what I showed that time, plus some links, because I can't do my Nightbot links on the Steam stream, so it's going to be an enhanced version of the slideshow that I did last week. Gasp! You missed a Crimson thing. Don't worry about it. Like, I basically, the first part of the stream, the Crimson Wednesday Steam stream, was I played the new version of the demo, which is not super new. It just has some, the updated intro art that we've been doing together on stream. And actually, I did crash my own demo on stream, which was very helpful because I fixed that crash, and I can tell you guys, I guess, about that. Cosmic Void, happy Crimson Tuesday. Fogage Green, happy Crimson Tuesday. I will gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. That's horrible. I'm sorry. I just came from London, so I guess I couldn't resist. Edenwade says, complete side note, I load the Steam video stream player on the Mac. I tried to catch a bit of the Steam stream, but the Mac player didn't show any video, but I could hear the audio of the trailer repeating over and over again, but that is 100% on Steam. Yeah, Edenwade, honestly, I am not a fan of streaming on Steam. There's always some issue or other. The lag is incredible. Yeah. Because also, I'm so comfortable streaming on Twitch. It's got everything I need, and yeah, it's a much better experience for me, so yeah. I do try to do it, though, because when I do these Steam events, I kind of do want to, do my bit, if I can, and I was able to this time around. Okay, Cosmic Void asked what caused the crash. Okay, I might as well just tell you guys what caused the crash. In the demo, I don't know if there was from much older version of the demo or a recent version of the demo, but for whatever reason, and I just think someone suggested it, and sometimes you guys, I am really open to these suggestions where it's just something silly and it's easy to implement, so I implement it. This one happened to cause a little bit of a problem, of course, but if you type in the parser spin, Nancy will spin on the spot, and she will say "we." And I did that on stream last week for Crimson Wednesday, and I crashed the game. I later realized that the reason it crashed was because she was trying to spin in a room that had a mirror in it, and the mirror rooms have, more complicated code involved to deal with animations and everything, and it just couldn't deal with the spinning. The completely frivolous, unnecessary spin animation, and I thought, I don't even know how to fix this. I can't even begin to know how to fix this because the mirror code is something that Francisco Gonzalez, who is a developer of Rosewater, he passed along to me that he had gotten from somebody else. We pass along these blocks of code sometimes, and I don't know how it works. I just kind of plugged it in and it worked. And even initially, when it worked, it was really kind of slow in the rooms, and I had to get help for that. I don't know how this code works, and so instead of trying to fix it or asking someone to help me fix it, and so you could, in order to enable Nancy to spin in a room with a mirror, right now the current version of the demo will crash if you try to spin it in a room with a mirror. But my latest, the released version of the game, if you try to spin in a room with a mirror, Nancy will say that she is just superstitious about spinning in rooms with mirrors, which I think she feels completely justified because her world ends if you try to do that in an earlier version. So that's how I solved that. I just kind of hand waved it away, and it's now canon that she is, in the release version, that she's superstitious about twirling or spinning in a room that has a mirror in it. So easy fix. Easy fix. Let me just catch up here. Beta Human says, "Welcome back. Did you have any X adventures while you're away?" I did, and I will show that shortly. You know, I just might need to go get hired by Steam, fix their Mac app, and quit. I think that sounds perfect. Meepy and Hyper Crimson Tuesday. Artistic Coolies is Hyper Crimson Tuesday. Ah, Deluxe Tux says, "Speaking of mysteries, I've been reading the Flavia De Luce books by Alan Bradley. I highly recommend them." Oh, very nice. You know what? I really like Twitch. And Nicholas Patton, thank you so much for redeeming. Hats off to you. I think, in honor of, yes, my AdventureX adventures that I will be sharing, I will put on my good old my Adventuring Nancy hat, which I wore during the event, and you'll see photos of me doing that. Yes, yeah, Edwith, you do hope that Steam event maybe got you a few new eyes on the game. It did indeed. Yeah, I got a nice bump in my wish list during the whole of the event, with a really large bump at one point in the event. Totally 100% worth it. Advice to adventure game devs in chat. Yeah, just sign up to participate in any Steam event that you are invited to. It's the absolute best way to get Steam wish lists. 100%. I don't even know. I'm not sure if the Application Systems Heidelberg one got on the front page or anything like that, but even if it didn't, yeah, my most substantial wishlist bumps have been during Steam events. So, Gary Ankless, Hyper Crimson Tuesday. Yes, Nicholas Patton. Yeah, the Spinning Nancy was too OP. She now knows not to use that power. Anna, CGG, Hyper Crimson Tuesday. Good to see you. I was just listening to the CGG podcast episode with Adventure Game Geek. And it was lovely. I think, oh my goodness, do I have a CGG podcast shout out? Yes, I do. Yeah, which is old, and I have to fix that. But yeah, the link is still good. CGGpodcast.com. Definitely check them out. They're lovely folks. Yeah, either way, yeah, I my testers are just, yeah, much love to the testers for sure. Oh, Deluxe looks interesting. Yeah, if a mirror's in the room, Nancy could say, "I don't want to watch myself do such an embarrassing thing." That's actually way more plausible. Yeah, I would say. Patoying, Happy Crimson Tuesday. Question, Nicholas Patton, is there a way to make Nancy just stare at people? Well, she kind of is staring, like, basically the entire time, completely unblinking through the whole length of the game. So I guess she kind of defaults to that. Edmund Detour, Happy Crimson Tuesday. You try 3 times and die Sierra style, Edmund Detour. Possibly. I could always make it if you try it 3 times, then you will crash the game. And it'll say, yeah, that's why she has that justified superstition of spinning in rooms with mirrors. Now, Nicholas Patton, my rivers do not have any reflection, so we are safe. We are safe from the spinning error. And yeah, no, if Nancy spins in the room with a Victrola, there's no 80s pop song. There is no Victrola in my game, although I would have loved one. And I would have, you know what? That's something I could think of doing is putting a Victrola in the game and having it play, like, be a jukebox for all of Dan's wonderful tracks. And you liked listening to that one too, because yeah, I know, yeah, you weren't on that episode for Adventure Game Geek guesting on the CGG podcast. Yes, between, yeah, I could definitely do a blink idle animation for Nancy, for just the sprite of Nancy. But it's kind of funny with that resolution because I think it might look weird to make it happen. I mean, you can definitely do it, but yeah, that's actually intriguing. I never thought to actually try it, but I think it would look weird, but maybe it wouldn't. Fogger Screen, I humbly vote against Nancy being embarrassed by dancing. She just has that superstition. Second Cow, Happy Crimson Tuesday, good to see you. You know what, Patoing? I do have an insert disc 1, 2, 3 joke in the demo already. If you try to enter one of the wardrobes in the game. Oh, cool, Anna, you had your parents had a Victrola. I love them. He just removed the eyes on some of the characters. Yeah, and that, yes, another possibility. I do, I think on one of my graphics, I do have her kind of like with her eyes being the dark red, which kind of makes it look like her eyes are closed. Felino, happy Crimson Tuesday. Yes, the Crimson Diamond demo is on Steam. I have links. I think this will link it. Yes, there it is. Big mug in the room. It is. Yeah, there's the link to it. Please check out the demo. It's newly updated. I stealth updated it in advance of one of the Steam event because I wanted there to be a demo that was working really well. There was a notebook bug that I fixed from the previous version of the demo, which cleared all your notes from the notebook and then wouldn't add new ones, and that was a really bad bug, I felt. Yeah, so this is the most recent demo version, and also because I wanted to have it updated for Indie Cup Canada. They are also going to be, they're judging the entries for Indie Cup Canada right now, and the Crimson Diamond has been nominated for the Rising Star category of the Indie Cup. And I wanted to have a fresh working demo for them as well. You found it, Felino. Congratulations. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I tried spinning the 14B beta on TCD in the pink bathroom. It did not crash. Oh, maybe the pink bathroom. I don't know. I tried this spinning in, I think, the pink bedroom. BMD nerd, happy Crimson Tuesday. After almost 2 months, my math is bad. Crimson Tuesday is back. It's been 2 weeks. I know it's felt like a while. It's felt like a while. But I've been busy in the intervening time. And so, AP, thank you so much for the sub. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Yes, oh yeah, and you know what? Yeah, I saw you at AdventureX very briefly, and we didn't really get to talk, and I'm sorry for that. It was super hectic time, and I love that event so much. And I need my I need my dock. Where's my notifications? Am I even? I'm on, right? Because you guys are talking to me. Where am I? What's going on? Reset docks. Scenes, control stats. Stats? It's not that. Oh no. Where are my notifications? Where are my Steam notifications? My stream notifications. Oh no. Oh no. Where could those be? Just a Jeffy, good to see you. Happy Crimson Tuesday. I don't want to miss any notifications, and now I can't. This is another problem with, yeah, steaming on stream. You know, streaming on Steam, because now everything's reset completely, and now I'm just scrambling to find all my stuff again. Darn it. Docs. Scenes, sources, audio mixing. Where? Oh. I'm gonna just have to use my phone as notifications or something. Sorry, I'm gonna try to catch up. Okay. Oh, Adrian Bauer, happy Crimson Tuesday. Good to see you. Gosh, no, this is bad. Why is that pane not up? I'm sorry if I miss any notifications. I would usually not do that. Reset docs? Oh, this could be a disaster. Do I even want to do this? Okay, that didn't actually do anything. Okay, we're gonna fly blind a little bit. It's fine. Beta human. I vote for someone figuring out how to let her spin in front of a mirror. I'm not gonna say never, but I just needed to do something for the judges for Indie Cup Canada. I may even still. I know, Edmund Detour, I don't have a blue mug. I need to get one. And yeah, thanks for congrats on the nomination. Yeah, Nicholas Patton, I saw some tweet about Miyamoto mentioning a Legend of Zelda live-action movie. It could be cool. I'm open for it. Alright. Okay. No, Cosmic 43, steaming on stream. Exactly what I said. Yeah, streaming on Steam is not great. Oh. Eden Waits, you said tried to spin a Margaret's room, still didn't crash. Inconsistent crash still makes sense if it doesn't work. Didn't know Nancy could spin even if she wasn't in a chair. Yes, you can, because someone suggested it, and I get silly sometimes. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna try to figure out how to keep track of everything, I'm not going to be able to. I will try my best. One more look, and then we're gonna get into it. Developers update. I suppose I can do developers update. Where? Nope. No, don't have it. I think I need to sign into my Twitch in a better way or something. Settings. Hold on here. Stream, Twitch, connect. Oh, I need to probably connect my account. It's fine. Developers update. I finished the game. I did do that. You know what? It was actually finished before AdventureX, but I still need to update assets, and I still need to test it. And I didn't realize that the game was actually playable from beginning to end until I was talking to Lost Train Dude at AdventureX, because he's one of my beta testers, and he actually helped me optimize the mirror stuff. I was talking to him, and he said, oh yeah, so, you know, is the game playable from beginning to end? And I had to think for a second, and then I said, actually it is, and I hadn't actually appreciated that milestone at all. I was so focused on what I needed to get done still. But that is a pretty significant milestone. It is playable from beginning to end, although probably pretty rough and will probably crash a lot, but I can still take that as a victory. Seagull 2000, happy Crimson Tuesday. Gosh. Oh, that is the news. There's so much left to do, though. There's so much work to do. Yeah, I've got a lot of assets to do. Still introductory sequence assets as well, Chapter 7 assets and testing. But yeah, that is the developer's update. And I've been taking, ever since I've been back, I've been writing up the walkthrough, which I'm not going to actually, I'm not going to probably provide my beta testers with immediately. I do want to see how and when they get stuck and stuff. I don't know, I'm still kind of on the fence about that. But writing up the walkthrough has been a good way for me to revisit the whole game and, yeah, just iron out a few things here and there. So it's in better shape than the floppy disk version of Quest of Glory 4. It's completable. It's completable. It's one of the features on the back of the box that doesn't exist. Yeah, it's completable. And yes, I'm gonna kind of rely on you guys to help me, like, with the notifications if I forget to see it. If I miss a notification. Super helpful. Yes. Are you stuck in Crimson? The Crimson Diamond, dial 1-800-CRIMSON for help. And yeah, charge for 9100. 1-800. Toll free. Yes, bang your head against this game. Oh, but yeah, I mean, if you guys want me to include the walkthrough as a, you know, PDF or whatever, I will do that, but I just feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't start with that. I don't know. Have not decided yet. But yeah, I guess I could just introduce myself real quick, run the trailer, and we're going to get into business with all the stuff. I have a new game we're going to be Let's Playing tonight. And I have a fun story to go with a game that we will be playing probably directly after the new game. And we might even preempt this new game for a very good reason. I will get to that, but I will introduce myself. Happy Crimson Tuesday. I'm Julia Minamata. I'm the game developer behind the Crimson Diamond. And yeah, it is playable from beginning to end now, but not the demo is just chapter 1. But yeah, it's kind of exciting. I'm aiming to finish the game and launch it in 2024. And I mean it. I mean it this time. I cannot possibly see what could go wrong between now and then. But anyway, I'm going to show the trailer. It's an EGA, this color palette, text parser, mystery adventure game. And if you don't know what some of that means, then never fear. I'm trying to make this game approachable for people who have no experience with this type of game. And there's a tutorial room that will teach you the basics and all the rest of it. And yeah, I love the text parser. It's for me my favorite user interface. And I love to see them. And actually, in the spirit of that, yeah, I will put up my links for a bunch of other modern EGA text parser adventure game creators. There is Cosmic Void, who's made 3 Tachyon Dream games that are free on Cosmic Void's itch.io page. Currently working on Twilight Oracle, his successfully kickstarted project. Davor is making Fortune and Glory, which you can find at the Davor on Twitter. Kinney Games, Signal and Echo, Iris is Missing. There is a demo available on Steam for that game. You can also visit Kinney Games, KINIGames.com. I got to meet Kinney Games at AdventureX, which was a delight. So thanks and thanks to the just AdventureX wonderful community of adventure gamers. So that was a pleasure. Mouse is making, he has made Enclosure 3D, which is a remake of the old school Enclosure game, and is currently working on an original game, Escape from Castle Matsumoto, which you can find news about that, and also the Enclosure 3D on Mousemiss's itch.io page. Phil Fortier has made 4 Snail Track games, which are also wonderfully text parser, with a predictive text parser with that one. And Slot Studio is making Betrayed Alliance 2 and a remake of Betrayed Alliance 1 currently. You can find that at rjslattery.com/Betrayed Alliance. And I'm going to run the trailer now. We're going to dive in. We're going to dive into all the stuff tonight. Pause the music and hit the trailer. Let's go.
Crimson, Ontario was once a prosperous, lively mining town. But that was a long time ago. Now it's quiet, nearly deserted, and some folks aim to keep it that way. Nancy Maple is an aspiring mineralogist assigned to follow the trail of a dazzling diamond. An intriguing cast of characters has converged under one roof, each meaning to get their own way. Or else. Will Nancy untangle the mysteries and machinations before it's too late? Will the sleepy town of Crimson shine once more? Find out in The Crimson Diamond, an upcoming adventure game by Julia Minamata. The Crimson Diamond demo is available on Steam and itch.io for Windows PC and Mac OS.
Okie dokie. Yeah, and actually, I can turn myself up, Mousimus. Mug Monster, happy Crimson Tuesday. Good to see you. Welcome. Disaster Squad, happy Crimson Tuesday. Adventure Game Geek, happy Crimson Tuesday. It's good to see Adventure Game Geek. Speaking of folks, Adventure Game folks that I met at AdventureX. Adventure Game Geek, I did create a special Nightbot link for you. Check out Adventure Game Geek's YouTube channel for wonderful reviews about new adventure games and old adventure games. And I'm going to turn myself up. Why not? Is that better? Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. And in fact, I've got a picture. I think I've got the picture of you and I in the slideshow that's coming up. And Patong, you mentioned, having a really the layered hints idea of a walkthrough. I have not done that for this yet, but I'm just doing the first pass, and we'll see if I get around to actually making an enhanced version. Okay, and yes, the housekeeping, the tag. Now that's one of those unfortunate things where I'm gonna have to sign in to my Twitch. Hold on, let me try. Let's see if I can do this on mobile. Can I? Oh, no, don't want to do that. Can I change my tag? Does anyone know if I can change my tag without stopping the stream entirely? Because that's what I'm going to have to do to change the tag. Yikes. Oh dear. Yes, and also, I also met Mousemiss's at AdventureX, which was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I can change it. Okay, you should be able to on the mobile. How? Okay. Is it the gear icon? Okay, I don't see it on the gear icon. No. Okay, maybe not on them. Okay, I will change it. I'll do it through my PC. Give me a second. I can do it. I can do this. I can do it. Sorry for the delay. Technical difficulties. And I'm going to blame Steam, even though that's really not fair. I'm going to do it anyway. Mute this tab. Okay, let's see if I can do this. And I wonder, maybe I can leave this on notifications too. I don't even know how long I've been wearing this hat. It's a mess. Okay. Yes, Mug Monster. Gabe Newell personally ruined my stream. Okay, as long as we're all on board for scapegoating Steam? Totally, totally. I wonder if it's going to be in Creator Dashboard or Steam Managing? Stream Managing? Okay, so down here. Okay, maybe I need to go into my Creator Dashboard. Okay, let's do this. Figure this out. Yes, no, cheers. No, absolutely. Adventure Game Geek, the link was a long time coming. I should have had that ages ago. Oh, and Patoing recommends fun new adventure game, The Many Pieces of Mr. Koo. Nice. I love to discover other kinds of adventure games too. Okay, on stream dashboard. Okay. Home stream manager. Okay. Manage stream. Oh shoot. Okay. Okay, remind me later for introducing stream together. We don't want to. We just want to do the thing. Okay. It's doing it. It's loading. Okay. Stuff is slowly loading. Oh, let me put my music back on. Okay. Okay, stream it. Put pencil icon. Oh, Patoing says, the many pieces of Mr. Koo has beautiful art. Okay. It's not all loading yet. Okay. Okay. Okay, here I am. Here's this. It says it's excellent, so that's nice. Okay, how do I do this? Oh shoot, no, we don't want to go to the Dark Convergence. Stream Manager. Oh no. Oh, it's like Neverhood. Okay, cool. Okay, wait, this? Pencil. Okay, I'm clicking the pencil. Everything's taking a lot of time. But I think we've hit it. Oh, it looks like, yeah, a hat's off. A duration is now complete. So I'm going to take the hat off. Okay, now I can change it. Okay, cool. Here, edit stream info. Okay. Yeah, sorry, everything is going really slowly right now. I'm on just chatting, I suppose. Oh, so slow. Electric Dragon UK, happy Crimson Tuesday. Was also, yes, Electric Dragon UK also was a pleasure to meet you at AdventureX. Just here for a flying visit. Thank you so much for passing by. Have a good rest of your week. As this slowly and painfully works. I'm gonna get there. What else can I talk about to fill time while this is happening? Oh yes, okay, another thing that I can talk about is I also, speaking of adventure game folks, I'm really pleased that I got to once again meet Yan of Golosso Games, who made Inspector Waffles. And that game actually has a Crimson Diamond Dido piece of pixel art in it. And when one of the collectible wool ball cards, Yan is right now kickstarting Inspector Waffles Early Days, which is gonna be a Game Boy game, which he showed me at the event. It has a real, honest to goodness Game Boy cartridge. It's got like a box and a booklet and everything. It's gorgeous. And there's a link to, oh, that's not the link to the Kickstarter. Wait, where's the, oh no, is this the wrong link? Wrong link. This is the link to the Kickstarter. So yeah, check out the link for the Kickstarter. If you have like a Game Boy, you don't even need a Game Boy. I think part of the Kickstarter will be a digital version, like a ROM or something. You can put on an emulator or something, or even just play on your desktop. Check out the Inspector Waffles prequel, please. It's a gorgeous project. It's an adventure game on your Game Boy or other platform. Very much looking forward to that. And you can also follow. There's all the links for Golosso Games and all the rest of it. Yeah, Maximus doesn't have a Game Boy still backed. They're so close to their goal. So please make it happen. I'm promoting this for completely selfish reasons. I want to see this project happen. I'm trying to change the tag and it's just chugging like you wouldn't believe. It doesn't want to auto-populate that thing. It just, I'm going to cancel out of it and I'm going to try again because it's just not. What I did was I did up the quality on the stream, so that could be my fault. Because I like to have high def video for the YouTube, and this could also not be helping this whole thing. But yeah, I'm going to try this again. Just chatting. Okay. And yeah, and Inspector Waffles is not 50% on GOG. That was the wrong link. So sorry about that. Okay. And yes, Anna, you redeemed a fun something. I will do that. The prototype does look awesome. Okay, I'm glad you got to see it as well. Okay, good. I'm changing my tag to just chatting, and this is extremely slow and painful. And I hope if the stream is chugging, then I will also close this tab once this is done. To save on my RAMs or whatnot. But if it's not, then I'm gonna have to change this again. So I'm gonna probably keep it open. Cobalt, you're here. Happy Crimson Tuesday. It was fun to sit next to you during the talk. Sorry we didn't get to chat anymore. No, it's pleasure to see you, Cobalt. I'm gonna minimize this. Warn me if it's horribly chugging or looks like the wheels are gonna come off. Yes, Deluxe Tux, do the Waffles Kickstart. It is so close to hitting the target. Blaholtz, happy Crimson Tuesday. Great to see you. Okay, like catching up. Okay, so Anna. Okay, did it get, is it? Hello, I'm back. Yeah, I actually took that quick disconnection to log in on Twitch on my OBS. Oh, and now I'm just messing everything up. Yeah. Let me just get myself reacquainted. And of course, as soon as I crashed, I started just sweating buckets. So, pardon me. But yeah, let me get my Twitch activity feed up. That's the one I want. Okay. Thank you. Sorry guys. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's fine. And that took a hot second too, of course. Okay. No, I just want this. I want this pinned somewhere else. Just put it somewhere. I want the Twitch activity feed pinned. Dock it somewhere. Dock. It doesn't want to dock. It's fine. Okay. All right. I'm not going to do that again. Grundislav, happy Crimson Tuesday, by the way. You're here for the vacation photos? They are incoming. Grundislav, of course, is Francisco Gonzalez, who is making Rosewater and streams on Wednesdays for Wild West Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Grundislav, are you streaming tomorrow? And if so, what are you streaming? I'm going to catch up real quick. I think everyone is just with the yes emojis. Good evening, Benjamin Rivers Incorporated as well. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Yeah, I'm just going to catch up real quick, and then we're going to get back. Our show is back on the road. Okay, yeah. Are you streaming more animations, I suppose? Okay. Anna, thank you so much for the resub. Davor, thank you so much for the resub. Now, Anna, you did a sub. You did a redemption as well for Show a Fun Thing. I have 3 different things you can see. We have stickers, matchbooks, or stamps. You have one of those 3 to choose from. Where did I put that? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, stickers, matchbooks, or stamps. Dock. I want this to dock so badly. Why won't my activity feed dock? Dock. Okay, you'll dock. Fine, fair enough. You can just dock there. I don't want you there, but I'll deal with it. Okay. Choose stickers. Okay, perfect. Okay, stickers. Okay, so Grindastuff is streaming tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. Wonderful. Good to hear. Okay. Stickers. We're going to do stickers. I know Anna and I are both lovers of stickers, so this is very perfect. Oh, no, that's not the one I wanted to turn off. Komiki, okay. I have this planner here I've mentioned before. This is my Midori Traveler's Notebook, and every year I buy refills for this from an online store based in the States called Tokyo Pen Shop, which has all my pen refills of different colors and different thicknesses and a bunch of different kinds of stationery. I bought this scented glue stick as well this year. Yeah, so this place, it costs too much for shipping, but that's fine. I understand. But yeah, I mean, I just order from this company every year, and I like to fill out my order with stuff. And one of the easy things I like to fill out my order with is with stickers. And this is not one that I got this time around, but last time I put an order in, this sticker sheet that I kind of love a lot. Okay. Here it is. Yeah, it's not Midori, it's Chido. Yeah, it's brown. Yeah, the company's called Midori, and this is Nature Sticker Gemstone. Yeah, so they are like little gemstone stickers, which I'm very excited about. And every time I start a new one of these, you can see this. Every time I start a new one of these, I have my little stickers and stamps that I like to put on the front. Yeah, there's like a gemstone sticker from another time. That's my Hanko. This is Aiko, and this is my dad. This is Minamata, my dad's Hanko that he gave me. And then all the other kinds of stickers that I have. So I've got a collection of stickers and an adorable sticker book. I'll show you the sticker book. This is it here. So I bought this as well. This adorable kind of a folio idea. I'm not going to show you this because this is going to be more redemption stuff. But yeah, it's like, it's got a bunch of sticker sheets in it, and sleeves. So that's where I put all my stickers now. And thank you, Anna, for that redemption. And you guys can see that is the thing I enjoy. So I'm still in elementary school, apparently. I can't help myself. Okay. Yeah, anyway, this is supposed to be a grapefruit scented. This is supposed to be a grapefruit scented glue stick, but it doesn't really smell like grape. It doesn't smell like grapefruit to me. I'm a little disappointed. Okay. Cool. Okay, Nicholas Patton has a question. Asks, what is your opinion of games that allow players to collect non-story items? For example, the treasures you can collect in Uncharted games. I've never played any Uncharted games, but collecting non-story items, I think it can be fun. Like, I love having inventory items in games. Yeah, so the more the better, I think. I like collectibles. All right. Onward. Yeah, Deluxe Talks. Yeah, the smell of this glue stick. It smells like just plastic. It doesn't smell great, but I had to try it. And I felt like the grapefruit one would have been the easiest scent to get right, but it's okay. It's still a glue stick. Okay, next we're going to we're gonna move on to show and tell. And one of the first things we're gonna do is this doesn't look very good, but it's gonna be the start of my slideshow for my AdventureX London trip. But maybe it tastes like grapefruit. You're really tempting me with that. Oh, okay. Cosmic Void 3 says plenty of pick-upable items in Guga's new game, The Will of Arthur Flabbington, which I saw on Twitter is the first game released that was made in Power Quest, which is very exciting. Okay. A Mug Muncher loves collecting random things in games too. Yeah, I think of like the specks of dirt or the specks of dust in Thimbleweed Park. I love that stuff. Smelly Piece says, there's a greasy rag from Broken Sword that you can show everyone in the game. Speaking of greasy rag, Charles Cecil did a talk that I got to see at AdventureX, so that's kind of awesome. This is a fox. Okay, it's not a fox bodysuit. This, my last stream before I went away to London was my Halloween stream, and I wanted to show you guys. This is one of the Halloween costumes that my mom sewed to for my sister and I for when we were in elementary school. So this is not an adult-sized bodysuit or anything. This is a kid's cat costume. Oh, and yeah, Deluxe Text, I love Dreamweb's ability to pick up all the inventory items. Yeah, but I do wish it wasn't a limited inventory. And the Charles Cecil talk was really good. But yeah, this is just I wanted to show an example of my mom's Halloween costumes. She made the witch Halloween costumes I wore on my pre-Halloween stream, and she also made this cat costume, which is really, I love this thing so much. Yeah, Deluxe Text, part of why I got hooked on point and click is the feeling of walking into a new location and there's 6 new doodads to pick up and you get to wonder what they will be used for. But yeah, but this is not related and we're going to get into it now. And I tweeted this whole card process on my Instagram actually, but I've shown you guys these puzzle mysteries, these puzzle adventure solve it yourself type things before. These books. And I do have the whole set now, but these are my favorite ones. I've showed them before. These ones were a huge inspiration to me growing up. In terms of, my art style. Like, you can see that it looks a lot like the art that's behind me right now, and for good reason. But you can notice that all of my favorite ones have one name in common, and that name is Graham Round. And Graham Round worked for Usborne Books for 20 years. He was like, basically he wasn't like employed by them, but like he did tons and tons of work for them over the 20 years where he worked with them. And as a kid, I was of a discerning enough taste that these are the ones I love the most. And being a British publisher, Usborne is, Usborne still makes books, excellent books. But Graham is based in London, and I connected with him, and I got to visit with him, and that was very, very exciting. And ahead of visiting with him, I wanted to make him a card, and I wanted it to be a card that had to do with a mashup of the characters and the settings and the items. We're just speaking of items from his books. Oh, you like Snoopy? You like Murder on the Midnight Plane? Love Murder on the Midnight Plane. So yeah, here's the process of it. I ink with these brushes here. My favorite brushes of all time to ink with are these ones. These are Winsor Newton Scepter Gold 2s, and that's a 0 that I ink with, and I use India ink. And these ones in particular I like because of the length of the bristle, and they come to a nice point. These are the exact brushes that I've used all through my illustration career for inking. And yeah, that's what this line is. Yes, Cozy Intrigue. And here's basically the finished version of the inking. And then here's me getting started on the watercolor. Oh, Goldman Summer says, your brush inking is so fine. Oh, thank you. I feel like it's so awkward feeling, actually. And in fact, you can see like on one of the characters, the girl with like the freckles and like the thatch of blonde hair at the front. I kind of made the under her eye a bit too thick, which I actually went back with some white acrylic wash and I fixed that a little bit. Here's that process. And here's the final. You can see that, I did lighten up the bottom of her eye there. Really carefully. Oh, Benjamin Rivers, I'm glad you like the line work. Yeah. Honestly, these books, speaking of, Murder on the Midnight Plane, these books, in terms of line work and colors, and even, although this is not color, this is colored ink, not watercolor, these books, not even because of their puzzle adventures, but just the style of them, I feel like I just gravitate toward that style myself naturally, and Graham Round has a lot to do with that. Which is why I was so thrilled that I got to kind of recreate some of the covers and do like a pastiche of his artwork for him. And then to get to meet him and give it to him, it was really, really, really awesome. Yeah, I think he really did love it. I met his granddaughter too, and she seemed to really like it too. Yeah, I met him, Snipey, so here we go. We're gonna get into it. I just wanted to show some images of some of the pages, the spreads in these books. They have always these really fun maps and things. You got to kind of find your way through. So many fun little details. This is that Blood Castle, which is awesome. And you can see I did use part of that in my card. Exactly. Don't turn the page yet. Have you found a safe route into the castle or whatnot? So that is that. And yeah, this is just, look at that. At the bottom right, you can see Ivor adds to his useful things. So you even had like, sometimes this wasn't like a well-used feature in these books, but you did have an inventory. Speaking of items, look at that. Brass screw, paperclip, drawing pin, bottle opener, earring. There might be a monster at the end of the book. Yeah, this is not that book. And then this is, Greenwich. This is the Air of Greenwich that AdventureX was held for the past couple years. Back in 2019, when I showed the Crimson Diamond at AdventureX, they had it at the British Library. But they stopped for 2 years because of COVID, and then last year was the first year back. They did it at Greenwich. They did it again this year at Greenwich as well. And it's a really fun area. It's got a ton of stuff. Londoners actually find it's a bit slightly inaccessible, but it's still like you can definitely get to it by tube and stuff like that. And there was a lot of cool points of interest. Like you've got the Old Naval College, National Maritime Museum, Royal Observatory, the Prime Meridian, the Cutty Sark, amongst other things. Baltimore, happy Crimson Tuesday. Good to see you. Okay, and here is I flew British Airways. it was my first time flying British Airways, and it was excellent. I was very, very pleased with the service, partly because the bar had been set so low by Air Canada. British Airways, they arrived on time. We got to get on the plane on time. We left on time. We arrived on time. Yeah, it was thrilling. It was like a miracle. And I don't know what the flight attendants are like on British Airways, but the boarding and deplaning of the flights were way faster than on WestJet or on Air Canada. And I don't know what they're doing, but it's working and I love it. Just really, really smooth boarding. What did Air Canada do to earn your spite? Edenwith asks. It's what they didn't do to earn my spite. The past 2 times I flew with Air Canada, the last time I did, they delayed the flight 5 times, and then they said that you can't get on this flight unless you have a connecting flight in Toronto, which I did not have. But I was of the mind where I had, booked my seat and I had picked my seat and everything, so I don't know how I could not get to sit in my seat. So I just tried to get on the plane anyway, and they didn't stop me. And I know there was people sitting at the gate that did not even try this. I just kind of got on, and they didn't stop me, and I got my seat and everything, and it was fine. But that was only after this was like an hour-long flight, and from Montreal to Toronto, and the delay was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours almost, I think. Like, we could have driven from Montreal to Toronto instead. But at least that time I got to get on the plane, even though it was very late. The time before that, they canceled the flight 6 hours before boarding time, which was like at, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning. And then we had to fight to get our money back, tooth and nail. They were just not going to have it, even though it was the summertime, the weather was perfect. It was just a matter of they didn't, have enough staff or something, or they overbooked or something. And they just weren't going to do anything about that. And, yeah, they're terrible. And I will never fly with them ever again if I don't have to. So there you go. Yeah, Benjamin Irving, did you feel that story? Yeah, they don't care. It's amazing the level of not caring. And it's almost like if you don't, if I give you money and then you don't provide that service, then you have to give me my money back, right? Is this like an alien concept? Is this, I don't know. It's almost like a natural thing. I don't know. Anyway, not to them, apparently. Yeah, so British Airways, fantastic. Would go again. Yeah, Air Encolas, this was pretty good airplane food. The little rice pasta things, I forget what those are called. It was pretty good. The food, I've read before that your sense of taste is impaired when you're on a plane because the air is very dry. This didn't really taste particularly great, but it was piping hot, and I really did like that. And another great thing about British Airways is the tea that they serve on the flight is amazing. It is so good. And even when I was trying to, it was like an overnight flight, I was trying to sleep on that plane ride, I still drank the black tea with the milk because it was just that good. Yeah, exactly, Dave. Why not providing the paid service is fraud, right? Yeah, they were like, oh, we'll give you like $100 credit or something so you can fly with us again for $100. Like, where you can even go for $100 credit. They eventually gave our money back and gave us like a bunch of flight credit, which is why I flew with them to Montreal, because I wasn't going to ever fly with them ever again, but there was this flight credit to use up, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just use the flight credit, and then I'll basically get a free flight to Montreal and back. And then it was just so not worth it. Oh no, Deluxe Text, your local library system does not have any more Usborne books. I don't know if they do the Puzzle Adventures anymore. I feel like that series has been over for quite some time. Okay. Oh, Edenway says, well, I think the Frontier Airlines is one of the worst, most annoying airlines I've been on, but they are one of the budget lines, Edenway says. Yeah, Air Canada is supposed to be our marquee airline, and it's shameful. It's completely shameful. And I don't like to be a negative person on stream, but I got nothing good to say about them. Oh no, at Halloween there's a pumpkin patch with a train ride, Anna says. They didn't tell the people that the train wasn't working until after they got their tickets. A lot of disappointed kids and annoyed parents. Yeah, that just seems wrong. Oh my gosh, okay, Benjamin Rivers, Cathay Pacific. Have not flown Cathay Pacific. I must try that. And Gary and Cliff, did I get an in-flight movie? There was an in-flight entertainment system available, but I did not try to watch anything on it. And when on the way back, I checked through their offerings and they were very slim. but that's fine. I don't usually watch movies on the plane. I usually will listen to podcasts because I like to close my eyes on a plane because it is incredibly dry. Oh my god, okay, Patoing also vouches for Cathay Pacific. Best airplane food had was Cathay Pacific. They had excellent congee as a breakfast option. Oh my god, amazing. Oh, and Benjamin Rivers says, my cousin flies Air Canada. I'm more scared to ask him stories. Yeah, don't even ask. You don't want to bring all this stuff up unless he's mentioned it. Abraham von Kemelto, happy Crimson Tuesday. Thank you so much for the follow. Oh, you know what? This is the problem because I want my notifications to be above. And that one was. It happens twice, it's fine. One of them is above. Yeah, the first rule of acquisition, Davor. Yeah, exactly. Once you have their money, isn't that the first rule? The Ferengi first rule? Like, getting the money is like the primary objective, and after that it's all, you know. Okay. They did not give people refunds for the train ride either, Anna said. Bah. Oh, there's been Japanese films on Air Canada? Yeah, I think Air Canada had better in-flight entertainment options, but that's when they let you get on the plane in the first place. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. And then the second kind of meal thing that they served was this kind of, like, very thin sandwich that had, like, meat and cheese and tomato sauce. And it was okay, but also I could not taste it again. Yeah, once you have their money, you never give it back, Davor says. Rule of acquisition, yeah. My first meal when I was in Greenwich was a prêt à manger, which, you know, good coffee, decent sandwiches, and salads and stuff. And here's what I had. It was like a basil avocado mayonnaise sandwich or something. It was pretty good. And it was flooded. It was flooded on the banks. This was the southern bank of the Thames, Greenwich. And you can see that those benches, people were sitting on them at first, and then the water was like rising up to their ankles. So everyone had to leave that area. Oh, not sure. Okay, Gary Ankles, well, en français, it would be prêt à manger. But people call it prêt à manger in Britain. So they pronounce the T, although you're not really supposed to. Oh, you don't like mayo, Deluxe Talks? Or you say mayo is the devil? Do you mean that, like, it's just too good? Or it's also evil? Or both? Yeah, it's prêt à manger. Prêt à manger. Here is the Cutty Sark. This is the most famous thing that is in Greenwich. Well, maybe the Prime Meridian might be the most famous. Davor says, wait, wouldn't you pronounce that T as a liaison into the next word? Maybe? I would have to ask Carl, if Carl was here. Any people who speak French, would you say prêt à manger or prêt à manger? The stuff they put on okonomiyaki, for example. Yes, okay, oh, the Kewpie mayo, patoing. Yeah. It can be good. I actually like Miracle Whip, which I know is kind of, you know, not a thing. But I think it's zestier than mayo. I actually like it more than actual mayo. Please stand up for the Canadian National Anthem. Cutty Sark, okay. The top mast of this ship, there is an opportunity if you wanted to climb the rigging, like you had to pay for that and stuff. I didn't end up doing that. The rigging is like 14 stories high, which is like 152 feet in the air, which is kind of incredible. Art Burklaus, thank you so much for the raid. Happy Crimson Tuesday. I'm just going over my London vacation photos and AdventureX photos. Which I don't know if that's of interest to you at all, but I will be getting into some pixel art in a bit. And starting a new Let's Play. Okay, Prango Ray, Happy Crimson Tuesday would say prêt à manger. Like the auto sub say. Okay, prêt à manger. Prêt à manger. Maybe. I'm open to that. Yeah, Miracle Whip, Benjamin River says, finest food of the 80s, Canadian kids everywhere. I like it more than mayo. I know that you're not supposed to. I can't help myself. Alright. Cutty Sark. And this is the view of the waterfront, Greenwich, which is lovely. This is another view of the Cutty Sark. You can see that it's actually built, like, there's like a kind of a glass enclosure built around the bottom of it, and that's where the gift shop and the museum are. Ah, Flame Wheel 2. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Yeah, it was beautiful weather. It did rain a bit, but it's not too bad. There was a lot of rain preceding, which is why there was that flooding, and some people did get caught up in, I think Kieran, there's a storm that some people had some delays and experienced delays. Luckily, I missed all that stuff. Snowy P also visited Cutty Sark. Oh, Benjamin River says, hey, look, in the 80s we ate cheese from a tube, no judgment. Cheese, I never had the tube cheese, but I do like a cheese string. Predum and ja. That's what you oughtn't do, but you do anyway. Okay, Flame Wheel. Okay, gotcha. Flame Wheel's fine. How are you? I'm well. Today, Flame Wheel. Thank you for asking. I had some jet lag since I got back, and then Monday, which was yesterday, I got my COVID booster, my updated booster, which I think is also making me a little bit tired, but I'm getting through it. I'm getting through it. Yes, Nicholas Patton, this is very Return of the Oberdinish, which is exactly what I was thinking. Okay. Victorian cargo vessel. Upper deck is in particular was cool seeing the saloon and captain's quarters. I didn't actually get onto the boat this time. I did get to see other Greenwich stuff, but I just didn't actually get around. I went to the gift shop my last day, but I didn't actually go on deck or anything. Okay, Art Burkla says, I love travel reports. My stream is diverted to map gazing and photo sharing on an almost daily basis. Fantastic. Okay, well, you're perfectly... This is perfectly in line with that. Yes. Flame Wheel says, pictures from London, eh? Beautiful ships. Hope you had a wonderful vacation into my homeland. I had a fantastic time. Absolutely fantastic. This is a view of the observatory. I didn't go up there, but it was nice. It was lovely. I actually walked around in this park with a friend of mine that I did get to meet for the first time on this trip, which I will be telling you about. But while I was waiting for my hotel to be ready, I drew a little version of the observatory from what I could see. It is a bit far away, but I did manage to kill some time sketching. Okay, yeah, Snowy P says it's very much like an Oberdim Aero cargo ship, a tad smaller. Gotcha. Deluxe Sucks, it's amazing you didn't come home with a posh English accent. I attempted Cockney not too long ago, and I'm glad that you missed it. But yeah, there it is. And then there mine is. And yeah, this is the big old clock tower in Greenwich, which is probably... I don't want to say it's my favorite building in Greenwich, because there are some gorgeous older buildings, but there's something about this brick mammoth that I love so much. Like, look at that right-hand side of the clock face. It's not even centered on the side there, and then there's these weird circular windows. There are no other circles anywhere on this building. And it's huge. This is a gigantic brick building, and I love how big it is. This is what Big Ben looks like in real life. It's covered in bricks. Flame Wheel says, unfortunately, I cannot stay long as part of the raid with Art, but I must depart for bed. Take care for now and enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Crimson Tuesday, Flame Wheel. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance, and have a good night. Oh, they dress it up in movies. They do? They don't need to. I love it as it is. And yeah, more Greenwich, just stores and buildings. I love the smokestacks. Chimney stacks. Those are the portholes for when the clock goes to sea. Electron Dragon UK says, Cutty Sark itself was too expensive for my taste, so stuck to the Maritime Museum, which is free. Yes, the Maritime Museum is free. The Queen's House, which I did visit, was also free. I went to the Painted Hall, that did cost, but I liked it quite a bit. And here's gorgeous Greenwich Tube Station. Yeah, this is really close to the actual venue, which is very, very convenient. And this was just, I love this because it's an old-timey English post box, which is still being used, which is so nice to see. They don't make them like they used to, that's for sure. And this is Graham Round. This is the illustrator fellow that was so instrumental in my childhood in terms of, like subject matter of what I liked to like read. And making an adventure game is a lot like a puzzle adventure game. And it's funny because he actually lived for about 5 years in Toronto. He was the art director of a Canadian publication here called Saturday Night Magazine. Not Saturday Night Live, it was just called Saturday Night Magazine. And I do remember that magazine. It doesn't exist anymore, but really cool to hear his experiences like living here and stuff, and like where he lived and everything. Oh, okay, yeah. Snowy P says, kind of joking, the real Big Ben doesn't need dressing up. Interestingly, they've recently renovated Big Ben, and now it has green hands. Oh, interesting. Yeah, Snowy P, back in 2019, when I was in London, there was all, the Big Ben. I was going to call it Ben Folds. The Big Ben was covered in scaffolding. And we didn't really get to see it that well. Yes, either way, I got to meet this fellow, I got to meet Doug Herring, like absolute legends. Oh, they discovered the cans of Big Ben were once green originally. Oh. That's cool, and they've reverted it to green. This was, I took pictures of just about everything I ate, I think. These are grilled sardines, which were delicious. They were full of those little bones, and I managed okay. But they were very delicious. And I love this type of fish. We don't really get this type of like dish in restaurants in Canada very much. And I had bolognese, pasta bolognese, and this is one of those things which I consider kind of an English dish for some reason. And I did try to get my fill of English cuisine, and hopefully I can get to show that to you as well. And this is Graham Round's lovely cat Tiger. And that table underneath Tiger is a tabletop that Graham Round also painted. I got to go to his studio. I got to see where he worked. I got to see originals. I got to see his bookshelf full of books that he had illustrated. It was really, really wonderful. Yes, but Toying, I did have a full English breakfast. I actually had two. One that was the standard, and then one that was vegetarian because I felt like I couldn't handle like another full standard one. I do have pictures. Ooh, Snowy Pieces. Sometimes you can even find post boxes with King George symbols on it. Nice. And yeah, here. So these are some of the books that I got to look at. These are all Usborne books. He's done a ton of Usborne books. Yes, Goman-sama. I was so glad to meet him. That the Captain Ding, the double-decker pirate, that is something. I take note of that piece of art because you will see it again soon. No, oh no, Gary Ankles. These were two English breakfasts separated by a couple days at least, I think. All right, and here's Tiger again because Tiger's a little deer. And looks a lot like my first cat, Leo. What a sweetie. A very friendly cat, too. And this is a hangdog, Graham Round. And this was a special book because this is the only book that Graham Round has made that he wrote and illustrated. And, hold on. I was super fortunate because he actually gave me one. And I will, turn the chroma key off. So Graham Round wrote and illustrated this, and he also signed it for me. Which is here. And his art is just really gorgeous. I'll show you a few of these pictures. Very English, rainy. So cute. Love it. I love it so much. And so this is very special to me that, yeah, he gave me this book right off his bookshelf. He had more than one left, of course. I mean, he had a few of these left. So there's this book. And then, hold on, it's over here. Okay. Another book that he gave me, which was really cool, is this book, which is a compendium of Solve Your Own Mystery Stories. So these are all three that he had done, and this was like a hardcover compendium of them, which I do have the three separate books, but it was great to get one that was all of them together. It says cut. He wrote the word cut up here because he cut a page out of this book. I couldn't find it. We were looking for it and we couldn't find it. But it's page 85, 86, which is fine because, like I said, I have my originals that have all the pages intact. But it's really cool to have this edition. Not only, of course, I made him sign every single book, by the way. Not only because it's full of all of the ones he did, which is great. But, the fact he just gave it to me. This was on his studio shelf, which is lovely. Yes, Mipi, no, I'm so glad I got to meet him. Honestly, it was one of the things I was kind of on the fence about going to AdventureX this year, but when he said that, oh yeah, you can come and visit me, I'm like, okay, I really have to do this trip now. And the other thing I did want to show about these books is the first book of the series, and the first book was also the one that he illustrated, which was this one, Escape from Blood Castle. I'm really pleased because he not only signed it, he drew a little picture, self-portrait of himself. In that one. So. Okay, back to the slideshow. Okay. Yes, the mystery of missing page 85, exactly. Yes. Oh yeah, yes, no AP. So out of those ones, yeah, Danger at Demon's Cove is missing, but I do have that one too. Yeah, I've got this one. I'm glad I have all the ones that he did. Okay, moving on. And here is his studio. His style is very different from back then. He has a more naive style right now. He sells these in galleries. And there he is. That's his lovely studio. You can see more of his paintings in the background. He's got a really diverse set of styles going. Goldman someone said, how did you get in touch, if you don't mind me asking? Does he do email, or did you have to write him a letter or something? I found him, I googled him, and I found him on like some UK gallery page which had his email, and then I emailed him from there. And from there I think we connected on Instagram, because he does have an Instagram. And in fact, I have links to his Instagram, and it's something where he actually, oh, that's not it. One second. It's this one. Yeah, so Graham Round is a legendary painter and children's book illustrator. You can follow him on Instagram, and also he's got works on sale at the British Art Club, at that profile as well. His granddaughter has been documenting his work, which I think is also really important, and also because he wants to start selling greeting cards, and I think he's going to be using the same Instagram for that. So yeah, if you want to check out these type of paintings that he does nowadays, you can follow him there. Yeah, the paintings again, close-ups. And yes, this is some black and white sketching. That he doesn't do pencil under these. He just starts with a pen and just goes from there. And I do love these. This looks like it was from 2021. Here, yeah, this is the original. I got to see the originals for this particular book, which was stunning to see. They're just really, really, really wonderful. And he said that he's one of those people where he doesn't look at visual reference when he's illustrating. Which, he's one of those, you know, just amazingly gifted. Yeah. In fact, let's go back a few of these. Yeah, here's the book. But you can see how much more vivid the color is in the original, because he used you know, fluorescent paint for those cuffs, which are never going to come through as brilliantly as in the original. I feel really lucky that I got to see the originals. Beta Human says, I'm so glad he seems to be an exception to the idea, never meet your heroes. Yeah, he was really, really nice, really, really lovely. And I didn't even expect him to, you know, invite me to his home, to his studio and everything like that. It was really nice. And yeah, this is more from that book. I told him these weird, like, spaghetti monster things are super, super creepy. So there's something to these that is incredibly unsettling. But kind of just amazing, so vibrant. Because when I first got in contact with him, I was asking him, yeah, what art supplies do you use? You're using a tech pen. He uses tech pens. This is with Dr. Martin's dyes and also Luma dyes, which are super, super transparent and super bright. And here's a sketch. And I did want to show the sketch because I love seeing sketches that people do, because I feel like I can relate to sketches a lot better than sometimes the completed work. Because it's kind of like, this looks like magic, but it's nice to see the process a little bit. And I did go on the way to visiting him. There was an ad in the tube for this exhibit at the British Library on fantasy, and I figured on the way home I can probably catch that, because I think, yeah, the British Library closed at like 7 or 8, I think 8 o'clock, and I wanted to check out this. So on the way back, I stopped off at the British Library and I checked out this wonderful fantasy exhibit. Yeah, I took a ton of pictures, but I'm not going to show you guys all the pictures I took in the exhibit, because I don't think you're supposed to do that. And also, this would be like 500 slides and not like less than 100 or around 100. But yeah, they had Dungeons and Dragons basic rule set. They had, yeah, this is the overview of what it looked like. They had a really nice setup. Ooh, D&D Meepian said. They also had out, like, just as a free exhibit that was out just in the library area. That exhibit, by the way, I think I cost like 10 or 15 pounds maybe to go to that one, but this was free because it was just out in the exhibit at large, and it was like these giant macro photos of insects. And what they did was they would take microscope, and they would, you know, microscopes have a very narrow field of view. They would magnify that part, and then they would do that to the whole bug, and they would stitch that all together in like Photoshop or something to get these incredibly detailed, clear photos of these bugs. Oh yeah, here's that picture of that story thing. Very strange and kind of nightmarish when you think about it. Focus stacking Penguin, is that what you call it? Yes, Beta Human, I did call it the tube. Yes, I am now a Londoner. Honorary Londoner. This was dinner. I picked this up on the way home from the British Library. After it closed at 8, I picked up wasabi, I think the place is called. Like, it's a poke bowl, which was delicious. And I bought this book, which is another book. This was on sale at the British Library, and it was published by the British Library. So I figure it was like one of the best souvenirs I could possibly get from them. And it is this book. And I am big on the food. And this book is great because it has a bunch of different meals, like historic meals. We have first Nobel Prize dinner. So they'll tell you about the first Nobel Prize dinner and what was served at the first Nobel Prize dinner. I think this was here's a Christmas dinner or some kind of historic Christmas dinner. They had Elvis and Priscilla's wedding breakfast and what was served there. Let's see. What was served? Okay, wedding breakfast for 100 close friends and family members. 6-tier cake, which was 5 feet tall, flavored with apricot marmalade, Bavarian cream, and kirsch spiked icing, covered with fondant, flowers, lattice, wedding bells, and silver leaves. Yeah, I guess that's this cake, this 5-foot tall cake. They also served their meal reportedly cost in the region of $10,000, roughly $80,000 in today's money. Served buffet style, was a mixture of extravagance and comforting all-American classics: roast suckling pig, oysters, Rockefeller, lobster, and fried chicken, all served with champagne. However, Elvis's most famous food association is perhaps the peanut butter, bacon, and banana sandwich, so-called Fool's Gold Loaf, a hollowed-out loaf of bread filled with peanut butter, jam, and just bacon. With elegance as the order of the day, it's easy to understand why this was off the menu at the nuptials. And yeah, just a bunch of... I love this type of history of food, really. Barack Obama's first meal in the White House, what were served. All these things, yeah. So that was the book I bought. Put this over here. Okay, great. Phantom Fellas, happy Crimson Tuesday. Thank you so much for the sub. Yeah, Eden Waith asks a very good question. When you paid for things, could you use a credit card or did you have cash? When I went to the British Library, their electronic payment system was down, so I actually did have to get cash. But I will say that I got myself an international debit card. I got a Wise card. I actually had already an account with Wise because when I do contract work for people, it's just an easy way to get paid internationally. But I did get a physical Wise card, and I use that for all my purchases. You can tap it for the contactless tapping on and off of the tube, and it actually lets you withdraw money from any ATM, 2 withdrawals a day for no fee. And it was super easy to load. I would just do like e-transfers from my bank account to the Wise card. It would happen within seconds, basically. And it was a good way for me to save on. There was some fee, some small fees attached to doing that, but I think it really saved with the exchange rate and things like that. Okay, Meepian says there's special software to automate microscopy stitching. I know that some people are using it to make huge photos of decapped microchips. Nice. Oh, Phantom Fellow says, hey Julie, cool necklace. Hi friends, happy Crimson Tuesday. I mean yeah, why don't we talk about the necklace? And it's good to see you, by the way. Definitely check out the Phantom Fellows. It's a wonderful game being made in AGS. This necklace actually, it's crooked too. It's a necklace that I made, and these are my rubies that I think I mentioned to you. I did kumihimo braiding on the cord and strung this on a wire, and these are beads that I bought from like a craft supply store, basically. But they are real. They are real rubies, just not particularly gem quality or anything like that. So they weren't crazy expensive or anything like that. But they are heavy, and I like the fact that they're actual rubies because I do love all rocks, the fancy ones and the less fancy ones. And we're gonna get to the less fancy rocks near the end. But let's move on. And yeah, paying in cash at the British Library because their payment system was down was the only time I paid cash for anything in London. Oh, Dave said there were a lot of people who did not want us to use cards. I did all card stuff just to be simple tourist, but I understand it. Oh, why didn't people want to use cards? Oh, TV Prime, happy Crimson Tuesday, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Oh, okay. The Asian place across from the Admiral only accepted cash. Okay, yeah, I didn't manage to get any pho, although I did want to. Oh, Beta Human says, I've been really curious if the Wise card works as well as Wise claims. Thanks for the info. Yeah, Beta Human, it almost feels like you're getting away with something. It's that easy to use. You also, when you have an account, you can also get like electronic Wise, not like Wise card numbers. They will send you a physical one if you want one, but also they'll give you electronic ones. So you get 3 numbers and you can easily freeze them or cancel them. And they're really good if you're ordering stuff online. And you can order stuff online in like the local currency. And one of the coolest things about Wise is the Wise card. You can actually load up to 50 different kinds of currencies on the one card, which is kind of a lot, I feel like. But there you go. So super useful, handy, versatile. And I'm very pleased that I got it. Bilkun, happy Crimson Tuesday. Good evening and always tonight. I will have to catch the first 1.5 hours tonight as VOD tomorrow. This is all show and tell for AdventureX looks like. Yes, this is all show and tell for AdventureX, Bilkun. Yeah, I love making my own jewelry, and once you get started making your own jewelry, it's really hard to buy jewelry. Once you can look at all the components, you can break down in your head, well, I know I've seen this component for, wholesale, and I know how much that component costs, and then you actually know how much the materials cost, and then you realize that the markup for jewelry is quite substantial. I still love jewelry and I still love buying jewelry occasionally, but it has to be something where I can tell that it's not something that's easily made. Like, I can't easily make it, for instance. Like, maybe there's special casting involved or something like that. Okay, Penguin, everyone expects cards in Australia due to COVID? Okay. Oh, they want to avoid the fees associated with cards. Yeah, I definitely know places like that. Oh, not Faux City? Okay, just a place across from the Admiral. Okay. Okay. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Phantom Fellas, you got a strand of ruby and 10mm beads, and only a few were red-ish. Beautiful, cool, and just to secretly know what it is myself. Yeah, I have rubies. I also have diamonds, which I showed you guys a while ago. The tiniest little, like, diamonds ever, but I do have diamonds because I could not resist. And this is the shore of the Thames in Greenwich, and you can see it's an extremely rocky shore, and when I'm at home, I like to visit the Lake Ontario shore and pick up interesting rocks. The very last day of being in London, I went down to the shore and I did take a look and I did pick up a few things. That's the last slide in this. I could have spent hours doing this, and I actually later did a bit more research and just wish that I did more research about the rocks in London earlier, because there are things called Thames garnets that crop up in certain areas, that mudlarks they're called, in London. Know the secret locations for that. Apparently they're not like endemic to that area, but apparently there was a shipment of garnets that went missing ages ago, and they just keep washing up on the shore, which is kind of fascinating, and I wish I had done that, but I did not. Yeah, it's fascinating because when you're that familiar, I'm super familiar with the rocks on Ontario's Lake Ontario shore, that I could immediately tell that these rocks were incredibly, incredibly different, and I will show you that. Oh, Voodoo Donuts in my city only recently started accepting cards eating waste. Voodoo Donuts. Electric Dragon UK, thank you so much for dropping by. It was good to see you. Yeah, good to see you in person. Happy Crimson Tuesday. This is the Trafalgar Tavern. This is also in Greenwich. Trafalgar Tavern has been around since 1700s. And what I love about this is this plaque. Ah, Andre Yin, thank you so much for the follow. It's got a QR code on it, and it looks all weathered and stuff, like it's from the 1700s, but I love the fact it's a QR code to scan for the menu. Bilkun asked, how long ago is a long ago wreck? I don't remember. I skimmed that part. I would have to check back. And this is another friend that I got to meet for the first time in London. This is Jamie Benning, who has a Filmumentaries podcast. It's called Filmumentaries. All right, Jamie Benning. Okay. Past guests of Jamie's include Walter Murch, who made Return to Oz, Garrett Brown, who invented the Steadicam, Ryan Condal, the showrunner of House of the Dragon, and Crimson Tuesday guest and Emmy award-winning matte painter Jim Maxwell as well. So definitely check out the Filmumentaries podcast if you love like Star Wars and Indiana Jones, Jaws, all those types of movies. What I love about what Jamie Benning does is, yeah, he's preserving those stories. He's documenting the stories of the people who worked in the visual effects and special effects departments of these films. They have tons of great stories. And a lot of the times, yeah, for like Blu-ray features and things, these people don't tend to get as much love and attention as they deserve. And I love the fact that he is interviewing them, and we get to hear these wonderful, fascinating stories about the production of these amazing like movies that I think we all know and love. He also did get to host a panel on Andor at the London Star Wars celebration. So he's all over the place. And he also wrote a book called Return of the Jedi: The Unauthorized Timeline with Justin Berger. Yeah, Gary Ankelis, Return to Oz is scary. It's one of my favorites. And yeah, Walter Murch was... they had such a wonderful conversation that they actually split that up into two parts. I think they might have done two separate interviews, actually, because he wanted to ask Walter about Return to Oz, but they also were talking about all the other things Walter Murch has done, which is like the THX 1128 or whatever that movie's called, and all the stuff that Walter Murch has done. So definitely check out Jamie's podcast if you're interested in like those wonderful films and the stories behind those films. Yeah, here's the view from the Trafalgar Tavern. I have not seen the THX movie either, Gary. And this is what I had at the Trafalgar Tavern, which Jamie said one of his friends recommended, whitebait, which has been on the menu since the 1700s. And I love this type of thing. Yeah, I love fried whole fish. These were delicious. I couldn't finish all of this, but I did bring it back to the hotel's mini fridge, which I used a lot, and it was actually saved me a little bit of money on food, I think. This is in Greenwich. These are the Royal Naval College, I think, buildings and stuff. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous buildings. Jamie was telling me that they film a lot of stuff in this area. So this can stand in for London a lot of the time, like London, like South Bank and stuff, because everything is kind of fenced off in this area. It's a lot easier to do crowd control and everything. They filmed some Thor movie, some part of a Thor movie here. They filmed Patriot Games, amongst other things. I can't remember anything else, but they've filmed their fair share of stuff in this area. And here is the Queen's house. This is also free to get in, and this has a bunch of like naval painting and stuff like that, and wartime painting. And here's just some selection. This is Dunkirk painting. And I was never really all that interested in wartime art and painting, but what it is yeah, this acted as a document for those times before, photojournalism really. So that to me, it's like super historically significant. And also I love the immediacy of a lot of the painting. There's a lot of energy there. Yeah, and they had like a bunch of busts and stuff. And yeah, this is something what I mean about that documenting like the time and like the settings and just how quick this must have been done. You can see that bottom left guy, he's a bunch of brushstrokes that are really simple, but it definitely does carry through that mood. And these guys are around listening to this Victrola. Yeah, Patoing, I love this. They had a lot of really cool stuff in this museum. And yeah, just cool wallpaper in the stairwell. Dringle Drangle, happy Crimson Tuesday. And this is just an overview of like this kind of stuff they had at Queen's house, including some very notable and yes, the kind of artwork that you've seen like a billion times in life, and seeing the originals is kind of amazing. And this is another beautiful stairway with a beautiful wrought iron tulip designed balustrade, which I will get back to actually, but I did take note of it because I thought it was very, very lovely. And just the elegance of that stairwell in general. Yeah, nobody was here making trouble, luckily. And here is, this is something, so in my Midori Traveler's notebook, I have, a notebook in here where I was making maps and also itineraries and transit stuff in case, when you're underground, you can sometimes lose your cell signal and battery, telephone battery can run out. So I would do sometimes these little maps for myself just in case my phone died or I didn't have a signal. And this is whitebait part 2. I did bring the whitebait back to my my hotel room, stuck it in the fridge, and then later, like after I went to the Queen's house, I picked up from a grocery store a little Caesar salad, and I put the whitebait on the Caesar salad, and that was dinner, and it was amazing. And this is also my way of being a little bit economical during my trip, and also taking full advantage of that mini fridge. Is I bought some cheese slices and some ham and these thin bagels, which are kind of neat, and we don't have these in Canada. But I had this a couple times for breakfast and a bit for snack, and it was just nice a way for me to quickly get a day started. I tried to wake up early and make the most of my days, and that meant I didn't have to go out and just do the whole thing about eating a breakfast and stuff on my own before I headed out to a day. Because I did go to London ahead of AdventureX, so pretty early. So the event happened over the weekend, November 4th and 5th, and I actually landed in London October the 30th. So I had a lot of time leading up to the event where I was just on my own. I didn't want to spend extra time and extra money eating out, and also I was still relatively COVID cautious. I wore a mask, my really good flow mask during the entire event. When I was on the tube and everything. I did do some indoor dining, but this is another way for me to be a bit safer with my dining if I'm on my own and I don't see any social value in eating out on my own some of the time. So this was really helpful for that. Yeah, this was a typical breakfast. I also bought a bag of apples and a bunch of grapes, and that really was enough for me in the mornings. Well, more London, just gorgeous architecture. I came down to this area because I wanted to visit the Saatchi Gallery, and I also wanted to visit a perfume store called Penhaligon's, which is a British perfumer that it was established in 1870. And this is not Penhaligon's, this is actually Diptyque, which is a Paris perfumer. But one of my favorite perfumes is from Diptyque, and I ran into this. I just happened to find this store, and I did get in there, and I snagged a sample, which is very, very gorgeous. This is the Saatchi Gallery, which is also free to go to, but I did donate £3 to it because they had a contactless donation tapping thing you could do, and I was really impressed by this gallery because they do a lot of community events and educational things, seminar workshops and stuff. Yes, Dave, Ivy Dupler had the same mask. Yes, she had the stickers and everything around it. Yeah, it's a really good mask. You can get 2 different kinds of filters for the flow mask, which I guess I can talk about more when we actually have a visual of that mask. But yeah, I didn't want to take too many pictures or show too many pictures to you guys of the actual exhibits. But this one I really quite liked. Well, for kind of reasons. This one, by Zach Ove, British Trinidadian, born 1966. This piece is called Virulent Strain from 2023, made this year. 22 karat gold leaf, graphite, fiberglass interior. Virulent Strain. Boy, oh boy. That had some impact for sure. And then this one I also really liked. There was a lot to really like, but I just wanted to show a couple. Modu Piola Fadugba, Nigerian, born 1985. Black Pageant 2023. And yeah, gorgeous. And I think also, yes, there were details or sales inquiries, yeah. So I guess also maybe someone will watch this and want to buy one of these beautiful pieces. Who knows? And this is the Saatchi Gallery gift shop. I very nearly bought that little tea light holder in the bottom right because it's the exact color that is my favorite color. It's my bright red. I'm also going to quickly check if I'm still streaming. Okay, good. I still am. Because you just never know. Pretty funny. So the face on the virus, when I thought about it, I'm like, it's got its eyes closed, right? And I feel like for me, what that means is it doesn't actually have its own will, right? It kind of goes wherever. It doesn't have any actual motive or anything. It just is. And that's my interpretation of it having eyes closed. And this one is, this one pageant. They don't really have too many notes on it, but yeah, you can scan the QR code, and that's another reason why I like to take a lot of photos. Is I could go back to this stuff and revisit the pieces. This looks like for me in terms of the burntness of this is cool because it uses metal leaf as well. I guess I just have a weakness for metal leaf, like shininess. But yeah, I mean, this would probably have to do with, if I had to guess. Maybe objectification of women and maybe commodification of black women specifically. but I would have to look at the details. I don't want to speak out of turn because I haven't actually scanned the QR code here. These were also in the Saatchi Gallery gift shop. These ceramic ghosts, which have like kind of all one of the kind glaze applications, but they were £20, and so I did not buy any of them. But I kind of found these incredibly appealing. And this was just, from Saatchi Gallery, I walked up to the Victoria and Albert Museum because that's where I thought this Japanese exhibit, Myths to Modernism, or I can't remember, I keep forgetting the name of the exhibit, but I really wanted to go to it. And I thought it was at the V&A, but it's actually at the Young V&A, which is actually the children's version of the museum, which is in a completely different area of town. But I'm still glad I got to revisit the British Museum, because I'm still glad I got to visit the V&A, Victoria and Albert Museum, because it's my absolute favorite museum. Real Lady Uffy, happy Crimson Tuesday. Good to see you. Yeah, and here, these are just cool buildings on the way that I love. And here's the Victoria and Albert Museum. When I visited this in 2019, I actually spent a day and a half here. I had to come back because there was just so much to see. And this is what I wanted to show you. I went to the top floor of the Victoria and Albert Museum, which is where they have all their wrought iron exhibit. Because I was sure I hadn't seen the wrought iron exhibit the first time I'd gone. And they actually had this informational plaque which talked about wrought iron balustrades. And that second paragraph says, wrought iron balustrades did not become popular in England until the mid-17th century, when changing architectural styles and the role of country or townhouse as an aristocratic status symbol led to an explosion in building activity and demand for decorative domestic ironwork. One of the first iron balustrades was the Tulip Staircase, designed by Inigo Jones for the Queen's House, Greenwich, London in the 1630s. And literally the day before, I had taken a picture of that exact stairwell, of this exact tulip balustrade, thinking I just liked it. And then the following day, I got to go to the exhibit in Victoria and Albert and saw the exact same picture. Yeah, Davor, I recommended Victoria and Albert Museum. And yeah, that place is incredibly massive. And that's why I had to take a day and a half there, and that's why I went back this time. And also, of course, there's always other new things to see. And they had a lot of keys. I'm thinking about adventure games, of course. A lot of keys, grates and stuff. Also, elaborate locks. Yeah, Gary Ankles says 1630s. Yeah, old stuff. This was a really cool exhibit because it did say, before banks, how did people secure their valuables? Like literally with treasure chests and elaborate locks and elaborate keys. We had a few of these wonderful looking, awesome treasure chests. This is just a gorgeous Art Nouveau door that I love. And yeah, this is actually something that the Victoria and Albert Museum, I think, is probably how it started and is one of its most famous features, is these reproductions of famous pieces of art. So we can see there that we have a statue of David, but it's a copy. This was at a time when, traveling was extremely expensive, and what they would do is they would make copies of these, and these are not new copies. These copies are hundreds and hundreds of years old, but they would make copies of things so that people, could see these great pieces of art without having to go to Rome or Florence or anything like that. Oh, Fatoing says, man, there's a bunch of good faces in the bottom of that lock. Oh, I didn't even look. Yeah, let's see. All that, yeah, look. It's like there's horses in there, and there's like a lady, there's like a harpy or something. Yeah, it's kind of amazing. But yeah, so this is something that the Victoria and Albert is very well known for. They have a Trajan's column, like a copy of Trajan's column, which is this gigantic carved column. It's pretty spectacular, and I think it's 100% size reproduction. Justin Jeffrey says, it looks like you traveled solo. I love that idea. Being able to explore so fully autonomously seems wonderful. Yeah, Justin Jeffrey, last time in 2019 when I was actually showing the Crimson Diamond, my sister was so wonderful that she came over as well to London to help me like man my table and stuff like that. And she was there for part of the time, but even for that visit, I had some time on my own. And this time I was completely traveling alone. Which, it's really nice to set my own agenda for the day and figure out what I'm going to do and change things as I need to and stuff like that. I really enjoyed this trip. Yes, no blockchain meeping, literal chain and lock. Yeah, this time I did not go to the British Museum, Davor, but yeah, the British Museum, of course, has a bunch of stuff that probably shouldn't be there. but it's pretty stunning. Like they have the Rosetta Stone at the British Museum and other wonderful pieces. But yeah, Parthenon marbles, or they used to call them the Lord Elgin marbles. They're not Parthenon. Lord Elgin marbles and stuff like that. Yeah, I know it's a bit of an issue and it's very controversial, and I'm sure there's stuff in here as well. This was the lunch that I had at the Victoria and Albert Museum. Now, you might be able to notice that the table looks wet, and that's because it was actually outside when it was raining. And this is another example of, the Victoria and Albert cafeteria was very crowded and I didn't want to eat there. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do for food. I bought a bunch of like Cliff Bars and Laro bars and stuff like that in case. So that was what I was prepared to eat instead of having a lunch. But they actually had a separate little cafe area at the Victoria and Albert that was not that busy. And yeah, it was rainy outside, and so that part was not that busy. But there's a slight overhang, so I was getting mostly not rained on. And they were serving some, like some salads and stuff like that. So I picked the thing that looked the most filling, which was this bean salad. Then I had a coffee as well. Oh, Beta Human says, you have a sister? I get huge only child vibes off of you. I better get that checked. Beta Human, please elaborate. What made you think that I was an only child? Because I'm super duper curious. And this is the interior of Victoria and Albert Museum. For those that have not visited, there's a lot at the Victoria and Albert Museum. It's packed. It is packed with stuff. I mean, so this is me standing on a row, and this is me rotating 90 degrees, and everything is a priceless treasure. And it almost looks like a flea market because it's so stuffed full of stuff, but they have to do this because they just have so much stuff. And this was also at the Victoria and Albert. I really specifically did want to see this. It was a little free exhibit that was in the Japan room, and it was about this particular type of pigment called beni, which is derived from safflowers, and it's extremely you get an extremely small amount during the processing, and which is why it's kind of very expensive pigment. And it's also not light fast, which also means it's you got to be really careful with the stuff. But what the coolest thing about beni as a pigment is if you apply it thickly, it comes out it appears iridescent green. But if you apply it thinly, it gets matte red. And I don't understand that whatsoever, but that's what it is. And it's kind of like magic to me. Aha! Blaholton says, with how Julia and Dan interact, I don't get the single child vibes, to be honest. Okay, you guys are going to have to explain some of this to me, because I have no idea how I come off to people, and I'm very curious. Your real Lady Alfie, it's gorgeous. The red and green are like opposite colors to me, so I don't know how, just if you change the application method, the color becomes completely different. And here also, this is also an example of the textile colors you can achieve with beni pigment, I guess depending on the quantity and how you do the process. Okay, Beta Human says, well, for one, I've never registered that you ever mentioned your sister before. That might be on me. I don't talk about my family much or anything like that, but yeah, that could be a reason why you sensed that I was an only child. But yeah, this was gorgeous. And of course, I wanted to show a computer, because they did have a section for that as well. This Toshiba T1100. T1100 described as the world's first mass-market laptop computer weighing 4.1 kilograms and a battery life of up to 8 hours. That's actually a shocking amount, isn't it? I was surprised to read that. But yeah, gorgeous. I love the form factor of this thing. Yes, Penguin, I love old school pigment. Real Lady Alfie, the gold versus blue dress thing. But that's under the same lighting condition. I don't know what's going on. Bilkin said, I thought you were an only child as well, since you've mentioned your parents but not siblings. Oh my goodness. Yes, I do have a sister. Yeah, Pingo, is Crimson Diamond going to be compatible with it? Unfortunately not. Oh, Mupin, your first was a Toshiba. And this is where I walked from Victoria and Albert Museum to Harrods, which is my favorite department store ever. And it's not even close, and there's not even much competition, so I don't even know why I'm saying this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Real Lady Elfie, this section is a very food-heavy section, and I even had to, delete a bunch in this slideshow anyway. But Harrods is a super luxurious, opulent department store, and I just love it so much. Just the stuff you can find there. And everyone's really nice and helpful. The salespeople are really nice and helpful. Look at this beautiful piece. Amazing, luxurious necklaces and stuff. The fine jewelry section. I talked about this a little bit on the level 0 NPCs. When I got back, I did do a recording with them. We've returned to playing the Colonel's Bequest, and I can link that up if you want to check that out. So I have talked a little bit about this. So I actually didn't get to talk about the third Herod's treasure I encountered during this visit. So that will be spoiled for you thoroughly, because I'm going to tell you all 3 Herod's treasures I found this visit. But yeah, we did return to, and we made a surprising amount of progress in the Colonel's Bequest the past weekend. But yeah, they had this in Harrods. They had a downstairs place called the Harrods Arcade, which is not an arcade for arcade games, but it's more like the traditional architectural definition of arcade, which is a row of some arches, and in the enclaves there are like little stores and everything. And the first treasure of Harrods that I discovered was they had a memorabilia store, and like signed movie posters and signed like sports jerseys and stuff. And they had a soccer ball that was signed by Lionel Messi, who is probably the greatest soccer player ever, and arguably, of course. And it was £6,000, like cost. It didn't weigh 6,000 pounds. It cost 6,000 pounds. And because I was kind of interested, because I do play soccer, and I do know soccer balls eventually will deflate. And I asked the salesperson, what happens when the ball deflates? Right? Because, obviously it's not going to be a good display piece if the ball deflates. And he said that it comes with a pump, which I love, that a 6,000 pound soccer ball comes with a pump. And I should have asked to see the pump. It must have been the best pump ever. And he asked me, are you planning on taking it overseas? Like, the reason I would buy a 6,000 pound soccer ball and I would deflate it to take it overseas. And I just love it, because I'm sure I didn't look like a person who would buy a 6,000 pound soccer ball on site, but he was so nice. Like, he treated me like I would, and I just kind of thought that was really the pinnacle of customer service to me. That he would, we would go through that, and he would be like, it's possible that I would do that. Yeah, pump made from palladium, probably me being sad. Okay, let's see. So, Beta Human says, that's my reason as well. I've never met anyone who talks often about their mother without mentioning their siblings if they have any. But if there's a large age gap between Julie and her sister, that explains the only child vibe to me. Well, my sister is 5 years older than me, so it's not a crazy age gap, but it was a big enough age gap that we often, most of the time, we're not in the same school. So maybe take that for what it is. Admin Detour says, I once went to a store in Bond Street and they let us touch like a very expensive ring. Okay, interesting. Then you will be interested in hearing about the third Herod's treasure. Yeah, exactly, Snowy P. I'm here to see your finest soccer balls. Yeah, Belkin, the reason for deflating it for an airplane, probably the difference in air pressure causing it to burst at high altitude, yes. Yeah, she's 5 years older. Yeah, and I don't have any brothers, but yeah, except for brother Harry, who lives under the stairs. We don't talk about him. Okay, the second Herod's treasure that I encountered, I did not take pictures of. There were a lot of security people, I felt, and I didn't want to look fishy, like taking a bunch of pictures, because maybe they thought I would be like making knockoffs, jewelry or stuff like that. Anyway, the second one was, I didn't know this, but Fabergé, of the Fabergé egg people, they make jewelry, and they make these exquisite Fabergé egg lockets that actually are enamel, and they open, and they have little panda bears inside, or like seals, like little things inside, and they're just perfect little Fabergé eggs. And they had other sizes. That they had the large ones, which opened, a medium one, and a small one, which did not open. The small one was 5,000 pounds. The medium one was 12,000 pounds. No, wait. No, the small one was 5,000 pounds. The medium one was 8,000 pounds. And the large one that did open, in which case, if you're buying a Fabergé egg locket or Fabergé egg necklace, like, how could you not buy the one that opens? The one that opened was 12,000 pounds. And they were beautiful. They were beautiful. I love enamel. Actually, I have an enamel lemon that I bought ages ago. Not from Fabergé, but I do love enamel so much. I happen to be wearing it. I showed the sales lady, oh, look, I love enamel so much. Here is my enamel, like my enameled lemon that I had on my silver chain. Yeah, I don't know if she was impressed. She probably wasn't impressed. Formac by Happy Crimson Tuesday. Beta Human says, yeah, 5 years is enough. The gap between me and my sister is 7 years, so it's like we're two only children. Gotcha. Pingo, you bought a dozen eggs today. Yeah, I mean, how many eggs could you buy for 12,000 pounds? Anyway, so those were exquisite. But yeah, Edmund Etor, speaking of rings, the finest, the pièce de résistance of Harrods, the third Harrods treasure that I encountered during my visit. And this is why I love going there, because you just never know what you're going to find. There was a necklace in a glass display case, and it was opaque pale pink beads. And I asked the salesperson if those were conch beads, if they were conch pearls. Because, of course, I love gems of all kinds, and so I've been doing a lot of research about these things. And she said, no, they're coral, but we do have a conch pearl ring, speaking of rings. And would I like to see it? And I said, of course I'd love to see this conch pearl ring. And actually, going through all the other display cases from all the other jewelers, I didn't see a single conch pearl item anywhere. Which was, they're very rare. And this conch pearl was about the size of maybe a regular pearl, like maybe a bit bigger than a regular pearl. Maybe the size of like a shelled peanut. Maybe that size, if that. Good luck, Stocks. Now that you mention it, it's kind of weird there's a company famous for making shiny eggs. Okay, here's the thing. Is I know we can all, look at these things kind of side-eye, these luxurious items, thinking that, who would buy such a thing, or that's a needless luxury or anything like that. But honestly, one of the ways I look at this is that they're employing these these amazing craftspeople. And I love the fact that preserving that art, And if funding these wonderful enamelers and jewelry makers and metal workers, if part of that is part of, people buying this luxury jewelry, then I'm kind of fine with it, because I love the preservation of that craft. So that's kind of how I see it. In terms of, I would probably never buy a 12,000 pound Fabergé egg locket, but I'm glad it exists, because it means that all those people that were involved in making it got paid to do that. And they deserve that, because they're extremely exquisitely skilled. Yes, Mousemy says, Harrods pretty cool. Some rooms have themes like Egyptian, etc. My office was opposite side of the road. I went a few times. Yes. So this necklace, Beta Human, is emerald. I didn't even have to ask. You can just tell. It's like one of the highest quality emeralds you're ever going to see, probably. I didn't ask how much it cost. Yes, Penguin conches have pearls, but they're very rare, and you cannot culture them. Nowadays we have a lot of cultured pearls, which means that the price of pearls has gone down. Some pearls are more expensive than others. You got those Tahitian pearls and black pearls and things like that. But yeah, conch pearls are very hard to obtain. Oh, nice. Edenway says, about the closest I can think of to Harrods, I visited the flagship Macy's store in Chicago, formerly the Marshall Field store, probably not quite as fancy as Harrods. Yeah, Harrods is about as fancy as it gets. They actually made a TV show starring Jeremy Piven about Harrods, like the creation of Harrods. Although it's not a good show. I tried to watch it a little bit. Yeah, therefore I didn't ask, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty darn sure this is an emerald, and a very gorgeous one at that. But yeah, okay, speaking back to the conch pearl ring, with a conch pearl that was the size of a small shelled peanut. Yeah, about that size. We'll say that size. And it had diamonds around it as well. I'm assuming the white metal that it was set in was platinum. It was very heavy. But yeah, she took it out of the display case. She put it on a velvet tray for me to look at. She let me pick it up and handle it. And on the ring part of it, the metal part of it, there was a price tag on it, which is interesting, because for something like that, I kind of often feel like if you have to ask. But the price tag on the ring said 370,000 pounds. Which I was a little bit surprised by. And I did a conversion. And the conversion is 620,000 Canadian dollars. Oh my goodness. So, amazing. It was amazing to see. I'm never going to hold anything in my hands that costs $620,000, probably. And that's probably a good thing. But it was kind of a very special experience to have. I will say. You think the gift wrap is free for Magpie? Ah. Oh, wow, you worked for the formerly smallest Macy's in the whole world, Deluxe Dex. How small was the smallest Macy's? Money is an illusion, Edmund Detour. Oh, wow, Maximus says, have you ever run into any celebrities in Harrods or at the airport? I saw Michael Fassbender there once. No. No, I did not see any celebrities. I wasn't really looking. And at the Harrods, I wasn't really looking either. But, oh, Devoy said, that's wild. The premier emeralds in the Smithsonian Gem Collection were so much darker. Maybe this wasn't. Actually, I was in a conversation with that same woman with another piece in the display where there was a very deep cyan gem, which often when you see that color, you think it's aquamarine, but it was way too deep and bright of a color to be aquamarine. And she said it was a tourmaline, a bright cyan tourmaline, which is also probably exceedingly rare. No, I did not, Vilkun. I did not go to a video game arcade. And, you know, Pingo, the ring was a steal. It was not an even 400,000 pounds. It was 370,000 pounds. But yeah, it was kind of amazing to hold in my hand. That's something that, you know, is supposed to be worth that much money. Yeah, but more shots of just Harrods. You know, it's got all the luxury brands, of course, but also I just love, yeah, the hallway. Everything is gorgeous and luxe. And speaking of the Egyptian look of it, yeah, this is the area that is the escalator area. And it's kind of really beautiful. And it's kind of, it could look tacky, right? But it doesn't, because the lighting is so perfect and everything is done really nicely that it's not tacky at all. It's really, 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 really beautiful. It's like being in a theme park. And here's your champagne store if you feel like you want to get one of those giant magnums, you know. And yeah, Real Lady Elfie, this is the food section of this slideshow. Yeah, it says Ozymandias. Yeah, I know. My name is Ozymandias. King, and look on my work, you mighty. And it's kind of a weird quote to put on an escalator, but yeah. So here's the food section. Everything, it looked delicious, and also impeccably presented. Yeah, blah blah blah, things will fail or whatever. Here is the caviar section. You've got I didn't know there were different kinds of caviar, but there are. I knew about beluga. I knew there was a beluga caviar. But there's also Sevruga, Osietra, V20, Osietra, Siberian sturgeon V15, and Siberian sturgeon. Yeah, groceries are expensive nowadays. No, this is not Canary Wharf, Deavoid. This is... I don't know. Is Harrods in Canary Wharf? I don't know. Yes, Beta Human says, my name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look up all my works, you mighty, and despair. I don't know if beluga is beluga from Wales caviar. I don't know if I've had caviar either. I don't think so, probably. Roe is me. Here there's their delicious section of pies, also exquisite and perfect. Here's their fruit section. I guess, you know, if you wanted to, you know, grocery shop at the Harrods, it's possible to do that. Yeah, it's everything again. It's ready to be put in a very luxurious movie. Beluga sturgeon. Okay, gotcha. Here's the bulk section, which you usually think of bulk as being, you know, not luxurious, but they somehow made it luxurious. And yeah, of course, like chocolates and all kinds of things. And here is like, basically, I guess this is the food court in Harrods, where they had like, yeah, up there was like a singer up there, and I think there was a guy next to her playing like guitar and singing. It was lovely. This is the kind of architecture and decoration of interior design where, yeah, not everything just has to be plain beige. I love all the detail here because it all works perfectly and it's all utterly tasteful, but it's also not boring. And yeah, this is the Penhaligon's set that I bought, which was lovely. And so this is, yeah, it's just like a little scent sampler. Here is what I bought from the Penhaligons. One-eyed Freakbot! One-eyed Freakbot. Thank you so much for the raid. It's wonderful to see you. I'm just going over my AdventureX. I haven't even gotten to the AdventureX part of my slideshow. Wow, it's almost 10. Yeah, I'm talking a lot. But yeah, We're just going through my London trip and my AdventureX experience. It's wonderful to see you. How was your evening? Yeah, so this is this scent library has to do with it's kind of, I'm not a floral scent type of person. I like resiny, ambery, like incensey type of scents. And so this one particularly has a bunch of that type of scent on them. And it's not really anything to look at on the inside or anything, but I will show you what that looks like. You know, it's got 8 samples here. And it's got, like, of course, a book of all the different, you know, notes and everything. But I thought I didn't like perfume, but actually, as it happens, I just like expensive perfume. But I don't really love anything enough to buy, like, a giant bottle of anything, which means, like, these small little samplers are perfect for me. And cheaper. Not bad. I'm plotting my way through Sea of Stars. Nice. Nice. Okay, Bill Kuhn says Ozymandias, and that quote is from a poem by Percy Blythe. Blythe, I think. Is it Blythe or Bice? Shelley. The irony point of the poem is that the fictional king was the most powerful man on earth, and when the narrator sees the inscription, the entire empire is gone. Everyone is dead and forgotten, not even the last statue is whole. Yeah, it's kind of gorgeous. So I don't know how that relates to being in a Harrods escalator area, but yeah, it is a cool quote for sure. One-eyed Freakbot, what's your least favorite scent? Mine would have to be any kind of photo processing chemicals. Well, the first one that comes to my mind is, like, really the smell of really stale beer. Because I've been to, like, those recycling plants, and that's all they smell of, and it actually makes me kind of want to throw up. So maybe that. Maybe that. That's definitely one of my least favorite smells. But there has to be, like, a lot of it, and it has to be super overwhelming. And the kind of that weird yeastiness of that stale beer smell does kind of get to me. Gary Ankles, the Ozymandias quote in Harrods maybe is meant to kind of be like a clapback to people who would say that Harrods is ostentatious and pointless. Okay, and here is my first of my English breakfasts, which was delicious, and the toast was also very delicious. I ate half of this, and I took the other half back to my hotel room, put it in the mini fridge, and I very much enjoyed it for the next day's breakfast. Yeah, it is. Yeah, this is all gonna crumble at some point, so enjoy, I suppose. Enjoy Harrods while you can, I suppose. Yeah, and this is the painted hall, which I did have to pay to get into, but it was really, really beautiful. The coolest thing about the painted hall was the guy that they hired. Well, first of all, the guy they hired was English, which is kind of like a point of pride, I'm sure, for them. He was really skilled at this trompe l'oeil, it's French. It's the trick of the eye, however you pronounce that, kind of painting, where these pillars and stuff, they're not actually carved, that's all painted. And there are other really cool examples of the trick of the eye type of painting in the painted hall too. So we're going to get through that. Oh no, Pengo, you picked up beer, you put down beer on a balcony at a party once, accidentally picked up an old can. It tastes like vinegar version of beer. Ugh. Yeah, industrial bathroom cleaner smell. Yeah, Belkin, there's definitely some of that. Oh. I think there was only 1 egg here. Not full English breakfast without 2 deluxe textures. Interesting. Only 2. But yeah, the painted hall. This is the coolest trompe l'oeil. I'm glad Carl is not here. These steps don't exist. This is just a wall. And it's kind of amazing that this is a flat wall. Oh no, you lost your sense of smell, Patoing. I'm so sorry to hear that. How's your taste? I think we discussed this before, but how has your sense of taste been affected? Because they're so connected. In 2010, oh dear. I'm sorry to hear it. Yeah, you like the English breakfast, Davor says. Didn't expect the beans and toast to be appealing. By the way, Davor, get well soon. I saw the stuff on Twitter, and I hope you're doing okay. Okay, Beta Human says, I'm allergic to fixatives, so I hate all perfumes, even if I like their smells. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear it. Okay, texture important in food? Yeah. That's something that people do tend to overlook, the texture of Okay, Patoing, you got basic taste, like the fine main things, spicy and such. Okay, gotcha. Is there anything that you liked before you lost your sense of smell that you don't like now, or vice versa, in terms of food? This is also like a trick of the eye where this is the real window, and this was the kind of the painted window version of that. No, the other way around. You can eat almost anything now. Weird combos too. Gotcha. So it's kind of like a superpower. And this is something I love. Speaking of, showing Graham Round's sketch, seeing one of his sketches in his studio, I loved seeing this sketch that the artist made in 1707 for that huge elaborate painting that's on the ceiling. Seeing sketches like this does really make me feel I can relate to the artist more, because this looks so loose and fresh, and it's timeless, really. Okay, bit of pain, but wifey being an absolute dear. I'm so glad to hear it, Davor. Yeah, Pitang. Oh, this is fantastic. And so this is cool because, yeah, they take you kind of through the steps, where this is like the loose one, very, very loose one. And then this was the more elaborate worked up version. And then this was the even more elaborate worked up version for the entire piece. And you can see, yeah, like they're really that painting to show all this incredible depth on what is a flat surface. Real Lady Alfie says, Osmandius in an ostentatious elevator makes me think of a time I saw a huge, beautiful, expensive amethyst geode that was as tall as me. Told my husband if I was rich and owned that geode, I'd hang a plaque above it that just said opulence. Opulence. Oh, signature on the sketch at the bottom right. Yeah, this one, yeah. No, that says March the 6th, 1707, and probably, yeah, his signature, which I'm blanking on the name of the actual artist. Beta human. Oh yeah, in Carl's absence, you can rest assured I'm silently criticizing your pronunciation of every language I know. Oh dear. What is that piece of the chair called? Oh. Did I miss something? But, oh, okay, so this, okay, after I went to Painted Gallery, the next day I went to the National Portrait Gallery. And this is a David Hockney portrait, which I really, really love. It's probably one of my favorite pieces that was in the whole gallery. What is that piece of the chair called? I don't know, the leg? Yeah, I love how you can't see the back of the chair. I love just like look at those beautiful tulips, look at the reflection of the tulip vase. Look at the pink that's on the bottom right corner that's near the bottom where the green floor is. It's like an Inspector Gadget chair. I love everything about this. I love how the table legs are kind of almost perfectly lined up, so they're stacking. Great piece. No, it's okay. You can do it silently as much as you want, Beta Human. I think a lot of us function that way. Yeah, this, of course, another one of those kind of blow you away moments where I've seen this painting so many times, and to see it in real life is kind of amazing. Really, really amazing. Judge Khan, happy Crimson Tuesday. Good to see you. Kind of gorgeous. Really wonderful stuff. And this was my fish and chips dinner that I had. Yeah, really, Alfie, you love those moments. I have another one of those moments to show in this slideshow, so you will have to see. This was amazing. Those chips were like those thick cut fries, and I usually don't like that kind of fry, and it seems like the staple in British pubs. But these ones, they were amazing. They were so good. They were crispy on the outside and soft and fluffy on the inside. Absolutely perfect. Look how moist that fish is. Real Lady Alfie, these chips were amazing. And I've seen this before in other places, but I do love the touch of wrapping up the lemon in cheesecloth so you don't get lemon seeds all over everything when you're squeezing it. And no newspaper, it's a letdown. This was a lovely meal. I asked for malt vinegar. So you can see that Deluxe Tux, you can see that little on the extreme right-hand corner of the screen, that edge, that was the malt vinegar. And I did ask for it, though. The medieval painting reminds you of this archetype from Yu-Gi-Oh! Called Gem Knight archetype. This? The green stuff is the mushy peas. I think, usually, you would have, but I guess they kind of pureed them in this case. Yeah, this was a really, really, really lovely meal. I had this meal, actually, this is something I don't know if I mentioned during the Steam event stream, but I had this at the BAFTA building, which I didn't even know they had a building, but they have their own building. And during this time, there was a games industry networking event happening at the BAFTA building. And I was meeting up with another friend that I had met in 2019. she was showing also her game. I only talked to her briefly then, but I've kind of gotten to know her more in the intervening years, and I got to meet up with her, and she got me into this event. And also there's a restaurant on the 4th floor, and the BAFTA building is where I had this fish and chips. This was very, very delicious. The one kind of thing that did happen during this meal, and I don't even know if I mentioned this in my other stream, but on the left side of the screen you can see a really nice looking like cut crystal kind of glass, whatever that is. And you can also notice that this table is a really lovely marble, which is a very hard substance, marble, and glass is also a hard but unfortunately very brittle substance. Yeah, also, I did not have any meat pie. That's another thing I missed. But that thankfully this happened I think before I had eaten. I think this was before I had eaten. But yeah, they had given us water glasses that were kind of like that glass, only taller. And I was drinking from it, and we were just sitting around, and it was fine. And we had nothing else on the table, which was actually really good. And then the glass started to tip over in my hand a bit, because I guess it was just weighted in a different way than I'm used to. And you know that thing you do where something's starting to tip in your hand, so you try to like right it, like you try to grab it a bit quick to right it, but what happened instead was I ended up pushing it even faster into the table, and then it shattered into a billion pieces. Not just large pieces, but actually just powdered glass, and it got all over my lap and all over my hands, and I didn't yell in surprise, and I didn't make any sudden movements. So it looked like to everybody, even the people at the table, it just looked like the glass spontaneously exploded. And I just kind of didn't know what to do at that point. But very, very fortunately, I was not cut very badly at all. It was like very, very tiny little scratches, and you can't even really tell. I've got... I got like one cut like here, you can't even see it anymore. Like and here a little bit. But I was like, the bleeding stopped, like, basically while I was there. I didn't need any medical attention or anything like that. But it was just one of those things where you just don't even know what to do. Like, I don't even want to move because of all this glass. But, yeah, they moved it to another table. It was all fine, no problem. I actually just spent the rest of the evening kind of in that clothes because I think I didn't have any come home with me or anything like that. But I just put all that clothing in like its own separate bag, double bagged it, and just dealt with it at home later. Like I just put it in its own wash cycle. Turned out fine. Could have been a lot worse. But I do get travel health insurance every time I go overseas, and I definitely recommend that to anybody else, just in case. That's my PSA. And here is day 1 of AdventureX. And yes, I was wearing my Nancy hat. I was giving out my Crimson Diamond postcards. I'm wearing my flow mask. I've got the Pro filter on there. The flow mask is nice because every piece of this mask you can replace, including the filters. There's the Pro filter, which is better than N95. And then there's like an everyday filter, which is a bit less than N95, but pretty much just as good as N95. And the airflow through these masks is really, really good. It's the most comfortable mask I've ever worn, and because of the silicone lining around it, you can really easily tell if you don't have a good seal. The masks I used to wear were N95 masks that were like these Draeger. It was like a German company mask that I really liked. I really liked how that sat on my head and everything, but because it was like a rigid kind of like, papery mask, it was kind of hard to tell when it wasn't, because it was hard to fit test it. Gary Ankles, thank you for redeeming. Hats off to you. Yeah, I'm gonna wear, instead of wearing that hat, because I did wear that hat just now, I will wear this other Crimson Diamond hat. I'm gonna wear this one. In fact, you'll see this again. And it's getting keyed out, but that's okay. Thank you for the redemption. Yes, travel insurance, good idea. What if traveling musicians get something like that? I'm assuming, yeah, Dan doesn't take care of all those details, but I can only assume that they get travel insurance, of course, too. Purchase link for the mask. I don't, but hold on. Let me just see. It's called, if you just look up, hold on, flow mask. If you look up flow mask like this. You'll be taken to the site, FLO mask. And actually, I was able, because I'm in Canada, I was able to find like a Canadian online store that that's been selling it for like pretty reasonable. Like you get like the starter kit gives you 5 pro filters, 5 everyday filters, and you know, like the straps and like the lining and everything. You get a little carry case and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely the best one that I've encountered so far. And yeah, I've got a Crimson Diamond shirt and all the rest of it. One Short Eye, happy Crimson Tuesday. I'm so glad to see you. One Short Eye, of course. Wonderful, speedy adventure documentarian. Has a YouTube channel. Check it out. Also, Speedy Adventures is a Discord community that speed runs adventure games new and old. It's really, really fascinating to see. And they did do the Crimson Diamond demo for their short run challenge. And I'm really looking forward to them speed running the completed game when it's done. But yeah, wonderful to see you, One Short Eye. Yeah, this mask is, of course, I wore it for like a long time, like when I was flying, basically from Toronto airport to out, you know, London airport, like many, many, many hours. And I did get like, of course, indentations on my face and stuff, but I think that's pretty unavoidable. But overall, like, it's a very comfortable mask. I play soccer with this mask on, like indoor soccer with this mask on, and it's not a problem. Like, I don't feel like I can't breathe or anything like that. It's very, very good. And here is, yeah, this is the first day of AdventureX. This is in Greenwich University. Yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful, lots of really, really cool talks. Oh, you know what? I actually have an AdventureX link here. Yeah. Oh, no, that's not it. Oh, embarrassing. It is, okay, this. I actually wrote notes. Okay, here we go. Mask make indentations in your beard, eat away. Oh my gosh, yeah, my nose. The first day I got to London, I once I got that mask off after having like it on for, you know, 12 plus hours at a time, I made sure I was sitting outside a lot of the time and just didn't put it on that much because I was outside and it wasn't that crowded. I needed to give my face a break. Aline B, happy Crimson Tuesday. That Nightbot has the links for AdventureX's website. Also, they did stream. They have the whole day's worth of talks on Twitch, their Twitch Adventure Expo channel. Also, the VODs will be eventually posted on their YouTube channel as well. Some really, really good talks. Like I said, Charles Cecil of Revolution Software, Revolution Games or Revolution Software. I'm sorry, I can't remember the exact name. Our own Francisco Gonzalez did a talk. Tony Warrener did a talk. Really, really, really amazing talks. And you got some swag here. Application Systems Heidelberg was sponsoring the event, and of course we get this nice little catalog with the starring Rosewater, which is coming soon, and all the other information of all their other games. And this was lunch. This was a leggera, which apparently is a pizza with a salad hole in it. I tried to eat a little bit healthy while I was in London, as give or take, you know. I also brought my vitamins with me, which I think was in one of the other photos. Pretty good, pretty good. And I did take the rest of this home, put in my mini fridge to eat as like a snack or a meal later. And this was the dinner that I had, which was a superfood bowl that had a lot of, like, you know, really healthy things in it. Felt good about eating that as well. Calories abroad don't count. Maximus said. You're probably right. You're probably right. The reason that the lighting here is like this is it was nighttime and it was in a pub that had like a covered patio area, and this was, I guess, the heat lamp color or something. I was pleased that, you know, even though it was November, I kind of had 2 meals that were with people, but they were also somewhat outdoors, and this was one of them. This was an indoor meal, which is fine. Like I let it when indoor meals were happening and I was with, you know, it was a social thing, then I did it, and I'm like, okay, this is an acceptable amount of risk, but yeah, I mean, I minimize risk in other ways. And yeah, this was during that Steam Stream event for the Application Systems Heidelberg Adventure Expo Fest, which was I'm really glad I got to be a part of. And yeah, this was my badge, which was kind of a mess. Ioannis is this guy on Twitter, was giving away these Adventure Game Studio stickers. I'm really happy I got to find him and get a few of those stickers for myself. Oh, Davor, yes, Davor was at that lunch, by the way. Yes, that bears mentioning. So that was a lovely lunch. And this was day 2 of AdventureX, and so that's what I was wearing. I wore my Level 0 NPC shirt because Luke of Level 0 NPCs was kind enough to send me a merch shirt ahead of my my visit to London. So of course I wanted to represent Level 0 NPCs, and yeah, I'm just going to mention that again. I do a collab Let's Play with them that comes out on CR Saturdays. We're currently working through the Colonel's Bequest. We did a horror month for October where we actually finished Phantasmagoria, which was kind of nice. And September was Crawltember, where we did a group watch of the movie Crawl, and then some of the Crawl arcade game and the Crawl Atari game. But yeah, we're back on the Colonel's Bequest, and after that we will be going right into Dagger of Amon-Ra, which is very exciting. And yes, you can see at kind of the bottom of that picture, like kind of by where that lanyard is, there's my little face. Matt is a games artist, and he's done all the Level 0 NPCs as like D&D characters, and I get to be a rogue, which is my favorite, so that's very special to me. Yeah, I know, it was super cool. It was super cool to hang out with you, Davor. And also, Davor indicated to me that there was an art store that was connected to the AdventureX venue. And I'm very glad that you did, because I did buy some tubes of watercolor paint. And I did test them out, and I'm very eager to show that. And here is Adventure Game Geek. I don't know, Adventure Game Geek, if you're still here. But yeah, I did get to meet up with Adventure Game Geek, which was wonderful. I believe the last time I met Adventure Game Geek was at... Was it a PAX East or a PAX West? Where he had me sign his Colonel's Bequest notebook. And it was pristine. And he asked me to sign his Colonel's Bequest notebook. And I felt incredibly privileged. So thank you so much. I don't know if you're still here, Adventure Game Geek, but please definitely check out his channel. He does awesome like video adventure game reviews and fun videos. JudgeCon, I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 at the moment. I took the opportunity to bring back my old AD&D 2nd edition character, Slippery Warren, the half-elf thief. Oh, I love the name, Slippery Warren. Oh, nice. Nice. Davor, you bought some markers, and then none of them are the ones you owned before? That's wonderful. That's a perfect victory. Flawless victory. The composition emphasizes the height difference. I'm short. Yeah, I'm 5 foot. We've talked about this. And this was another entry into my experience British cuisine part of the trip. This was Sunday roast. I had this at a Sunday like patio lunch thing outside during the Sunday AdventureX. And I actually didn't take any of this home. It was very delicious. Yorkshire pudding is on the upper left. It's got some potatoes, carrots, green beans, a single cauliflower, and some horseradish, and the au jus. It was very, very nice. Aline B. I love Sunday roast, but boy, they are not photogenic. It looked a bit better. Like, I have a photo of it before I tore into the Yorkshire pudding, but I took a photo after I kind of messed with the plate a bit and tore open the Yorkshire pudding because I did want to show the cross section of that. And I do think this is photogenic. I want to eat this again. I could eat this right now, actually. And yes, Davor, these are the colors that I picked up from the Greenwich student art store. They had these tubes of Winsor Newton, and Winsor Newton, of course, is an English brand. So this is another perfect souvenir. These were £1 each, and some of these are professional watercolors. And as much as I have used watercolor over the years, I have maybe 1 or 2 tubes of professional watercolors because they are a little bit more expensive, and they can be a lot more expensive depending on the colors that you get. But every single one of these was £1 each. It was an absolute steal. And I did do a little bit of a... Oh, here, I gotta turn off... I'm gonna turn off my chroma key. Yeah, great deal. These are the colors that I bought. So I bought this one. This one's called Aureolin, which I'm assuming is gold-derived color. And then Windsor Orange. How could I not buy Windsor Orange from the company Winsor Newton? Venetian Red. Brown Madder. Permanent Carmine, Windsor Green, Yellow Shade, Windsor Green, Blue Shade. I didn't have any of these. Then they had Davies Gray, which is this gorgeous warm gray. And Neutral Tint, which I had to look up. This is for tinting other watercolors. And I don't even know how to use that properly, but I certainly didn't have it. Okay, be right back, Dave. Okay, enjoy the cats. Some of these look like caricature profiles. A little bit, yeah, these are just Permanent Carbine is your mafia name, Aline B. I love the colors, and I'm very, very excited to use them. And yeah, one pound each. Yeah, Beta Human, 1 pound each. A steal of a deal. A steal of a deal. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, this is the unkeyed hat. Yeah, of course, Adventure Game Geek has the black version of the bucket hat, and he has been wearing it on his videos, which I just think is the most amazing thing ever. Vitang, not done watercolor in forever. It's hard. It's kind of, it can be stressful because it's so time based. Because the effects that you get and the color you achieve and all that is based on how moist the paper is, how much pigment is loaded on the brush. It's a lot more time sensitive than a lot of other painting mediums, I will say, but I do love it so much. You want to see the orange and blue next to each other? Let's see if we can do a fold. Hold on, I can do a fold. Gunducky, happy Crimson Tuesday. Good to see you. You use the Smink ones? I've never tried Skmink. SCHMINCKE. Skmink? I'm gonna fold this over. But yeah, like I mentioned, Graham Round uses like inks, actual colored inks, which would be more saturated and more transparent. I kind of want to get some of those. I have some Winsor Newton inks, so I probably should play with those first. So that's this one first. Those two colors together. And then I'll do the other one. Yep, Winsor Newton and Winsor Green. Oh, good German brown. Okay, Sminke. Okay, thank you for pronunciation key. Sminke. Lovely. Yeah, I've kind of always had Winsor Newton because I feel like that's what was not the easiest to get, but that was kind of known as the quality kind of brand in Canada and in our art stores. And I don't think we had Schmink, although I should look for that. Okay, moving back to this. I think we're nearly done, so don't worry. Very, very nearly done. Real Lady Elf, I'm glad you like them. I'm so excited to try them. Oh yeah, and here is one of my AdventureX photos. At the far left, we can see we have Yan of Golosso Games, who made Inspector Waffles and is making Inspector Waffles Early Days, which I did mention before. Which is G. Oh, I did it again. No, don't. Yeah, that one. Yeah, Golosso Games, and Golosso Games is running a Kickstarter for an actual Game Boy cartridge with a box and a booklet and everything. It is so close to meeting its goal. I'm a backer. I think Eating White said he was a backer. Somebody else in chat said they were a backer. Please, yeah, if you love Game Boy games, even if you don't have a Game Boy, the game will be available just on PC or as a ROM. You can put it on a retro emulator. Lucas, happy Crimson Tuesday. Good to see you. Okay. Oh, hats off. Howdy. Yeah, so, okay, here's another thing that I did. That Yan, actually, this guy here on the left side of the screen here, he talked me into getting this. I did buy myself a retro emulator. I got an Ambernick. Oh no, what's the model? It's like R35XX or something like that. I kind of can't wait to get it. There's a sale on right now, an Ambernick, ANBERNIC. You can get it's a $10 off coupon code that's right on their site. So the model Ambernick that I bought was like $56 and then $10 off. So it's actually like a steal of a deal right now. Yeah, for my actual, because I did back the physical cartridge version of Inspector Waffles Early Days. Oh, actually, was I even on the right thing? Okay, I wasn't. So this is what I'm going to be playing my Inspector Waffles Game Boy game on. Watercolor is hypertoning. Says, quote by Catherine Jeffrey Jones, "To me, watercolor has always felt like trying to control an accident." That's exactly what it feels. It feels like you spilled something all over a table, and you're trying to make the best of it. Oh, Just Con, you've got an Ambernick handheld. They're pretty cool. What model do you have? Let's turn this on. Yes. Oh, it's keying out. It's keying out? We don't want to key this out. I cannot wait. Wario Land. I cannot wait to play Inspector Waffle's Early Days on my actual GBA. Though I will say that the Analog Pocket would have probably been my choice if I couldn't get this working. Because I did buy an aftermarket charger because I couldn't find my original charger, and I was having some trouble charging this. And I thought maybe it was broken or something, but it's not. It's fine. But the Analog, of course, is a lot more expensive, but you can put cartridges in it. But now that I've got this buddy boy working, I got myself an Ambernick, which is much cheaper. Okay, so, Judge Khan has an... Okay, I'm gonna write this down, because Ambernick RG351P. Cool. This is the Game Boy Color Eating Way, yes. But Tony says, GBA SP is nice but too small. And here's the thing about this, right? Where if anytime anyone complains that anything is too small, then I know it's perfect for me. Because this is actually a really good size for my hands, right? So yeah. Yes, Wario Land 4 was so good. I never finished it, actually. I found it very stressful because, yeah, you hit the idle thing and you have to get back to the beginning of the level before the time runs out. It's a bit too stressful for me. One of the best games on the GBA, Wario Land 4. How about the GBA Micro? Well, I just so happen to have that one, so I'm not gonna, buy another handheld for it, really. But, I never tried that one, I don't think. But that one does look pretty small. And Ambernick does have smaller models of stuff. But, you know, I bought the one I like because I wanted a decently big display. The RG35XX, whatever it's called, has like a 3.5-inch display, which is quite nice. The Micro is silly. Yeah, the Ambernick has like much smaller little keychain ones, and like it's at that point, it's almost just like a novelty, right? I want something that I can actually play, and even something like the Playdate, which is quite a small unit. Like for me, that's also fine. Micro has good audio quality. Gotcha. Ah, Judge Khan says, I did see that one retro handheld company, maybe Ambernick, maybe Powkitty. Oh, I've never heard of Powkitty. Powkitty is making a GBA SP-shaped handheld soon. Oh, is it going to take cartridges? Dave Ward, welcome back. Yeah, we're just going through some of this. So I was mentioning, in this photo we have, on the far left, Yan from Golossal Games, who is doing that Game Boy cartridge for Inspector Waffle's Early Days. Then we have Tom Hardwidge, who's wearing like the beautiful purple waistcoat, who is currently making Hair of the Dog, and that was showing at AdventureX. And it looks really good. You should have exchanged hats with Top Hat Guy here to even out heights. And then here we can see there's a me for scale. Although I don't know if I'm standing in the same plane as Tom is. I don't think so, maybe. But there's me with my flow mask on and my Nancy Maple hat. Yeah, looking very masked. Oh, there's a hinge in the middle. Okay. Oh, interesting. And then we have, in the foreground here, we have Jean-Baptiste, who made Lancelot's Hangover. Another adventure game person. And I met Jean-Baptiste last time at AdventureX 2019. And I can't remember if Tom was there. But anyway, I don't know who the guy is directly behind me or anything like that. But yeah, it's really cool to see, you know, people, just the density of game devs in this picture. Yeah, Mr. Wonka. Here is my second English breakfast. This was at the same restaurant, and this was the vegetarian version of that. Grilled halloumi is really nice, but a lot of this is very potato based. But the bubble was really good, and I can't remember what's in bubble, but one of those ingredients is potato. And this one had 2 eggs actually. Okay. Deluxe says, I'm not sure Tom had started being a dev yet. I'm not sure if Tom had started being a dev yet in 2019. Okay, yeah, I feel like he started and finished Lucid Dreaming after AdventureX 2019. This is the Young VNA. This is my second crack at finding that Japanese exhibit that I wanted to see. This is the Young VNA at Bethnal Green. This has recently been renovated. It was closed for a few years, I've been told. And it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous venue. Here it is. Japan Myths to Manga. Finally, at long last, I've hit it. Yeah, Judge Khan, I love halloumi. And the thing is though, the halloumi we get in Canada is extremely salty. The halloumi, the grilled halloumi that was in that, and actually when I saw Jamie Benning at the Trafalgar Tavern, we shared a grilled halloumi appetizer, or I can't remember if it was grilled or breaded, but anyway, it was also not nearly as salty as the halloumi we have here. Saganaki, I don't even think I've had. Yeah, squeaky cheese that grills. I mean, what else could you possibly want from a cheese? Yeah, this was a really, really cool little exhibit. This is a children's museum, so it's a bit, a bit more lightweight of an exhibit. But yeah, here is that another one of those things where you're like, oh yeah, that's amazing, because that's definitely something I've seen a lot in my life. And here the thing about this, of course, is this print is a print, so there were more than one of these, and there are more than one of these in the world in different museums. It's very cool to see one though. Anyway. Hedenway says, myths to manga. Manga was actually started in Iceland, but later exported to Japan. Is that a good sounding myth? That is a very good sounding myth. Oh yeah, that. Oh, interesting. Okay, Judge Con says, I've heard it said that halloumi isn't halloumi unless it's made in Cyprus. Otherwise, it's just sparkling cheese. Oh, okay. Because I think I've seen it being called. Maybe the stuff I had was made in Cyprus, but I don't know if they'd make it that salty. Yeah, that's quite a famous one. Exactly, the deluxe tax. And I just like this because it's really cute. Look at it. Look at this little JVC. Navico, I believe. Look at it. Look, it's so happy looking. And I love the weird chain on it too. It's just, Oh, that's a joke, sparkling? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, that's a joke. Judge Con, you meant about the whole champagne thing, right? Sparkling wine, unless it's made in the Champagne region. Same with Parmesan cheese. And then this was also cool to see in the exhibit, an animation cell from Sailor Moon. I was a big Sailor Moon fan growing up. And this, yeah, it's a children's museum, so it had the adorable areas for kids to be in. And also, I just love the tile in this place. It's kind of amazing. Mosaic. And they also had an amazing dollhouse exhibit. One of the inspirations, of course, for my game is dollhouses. I love just furnishing little rooms and things, and this is really cool to see that. Yeah, this tile is amazing. And just if you look back at the floor, it's the entire floor. It looks like that. It's dazzling. Yeah, and here was somebody's He-Man collection, which I thought was adorable because that's another big love of mine was He-Man. Hey, NC Almoral, happy Crimson Tuesday. Says, my parents had a radio tape player just like that space helmet, though theirs was white, not 70s cocaine orange, though. It is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Deluxe Tux, the museum says the museum looks pretty empty. How was the crowd? The museum was actually, it got more crowded. I got there pretty early, I think. But yeah, it was, well, maybe I didn't get there pretty early, but it did fill up eventually. This was a weekday, so that maybe that had something to do with it. Mugmon's a big Transformers fan. I have a few pictures of some Transformers that I actually want to show Dan, because Dan is a big Transformers fan. Yeah, this was, they had a bunch of cool stuff here. He-Man is great. Never liked the Ram Man figure though, Judge Con. I agree. I had the Ram Man figure, and it does feel like oh, this, like he wasn't shaped like the rest of them, and his legs didn't separate, so that felt kind of not as great. Oh, Reality Alpha, your husband has a Transformers collection. Yeah, Dan also, yeah, he's proudly shown his Soundwave many times on stream. This was also really cool. They had a board game section, and this is one of the prototype Catan. Maybe the prototype Catan. If you like board games and you like Euro games, like Settlers of Catan is like a monolith almost in Euro gaming. Manos vibes from that one figure, Deluxe Tux. Manos. I'm not sure what Manos is. Deluxe Tux. But this was wonderful to see. And it said in the exhibit that they started off with square tiles, but then switched to hexes. Oh wow, Justin Jeffrey says, my 7-year-old daughter has become a huge Masters of the Universe fan. I'm not even sure how it happened. They pick up all kinds of stuff at school. Maybe from school. Oh, the Buzz-Off? Does a Buzz-Off give you men? Is there even a Buzz-Off here? I don't even see a Buzz-Off here. I don't even know all their names. There's Stinkor, Cyclone, Fisto, Many Faces, Man-at-Arms, Orko, Trapjaw, Tila. Yeah, I had Buzz-Off too. Yeah, they don't seem to have Buzz-Off here. Sorceress. Oh, and I've not checked out the new Master of the Universe on Netflix. But if you're interested in Master of the Universe, so one of the levels are NPCs, Luke Rideout. He's the creative director at Beamdog, and they've come out with Myth Force, which looks a lot like the old He-Man He-Man cartoon. The aesthetics of it is incredible. So check out Myth Force if you like the He-Man look. My brother had stinkor eating away. Says eventually lost its odor after my brother washed it in the bathtub. Ha! You know, that actually tracks, right? I mean, that's a good lesson for kids to learn. Yeah, there's no Battle Cat. There's no the evil one, the purple one. Oh, Master Mrs. Mythforth looks fantastic. Looking forward to it. Yes, I think it has been released. I think. Okay, and then this was an old building from like the 1500s or something. This is some place that Charles Dickens frequented. I was told. It's really cool to see. And this was also so yeah, one of a friend introduced me to another friend, and this other friend also liked making jewelry, and she took me around to Hatton Garden, which it's the jewelers district in London, and I got to go to some really cool jewelry stores, jewelry supply stores, and I actually bought some little buffing wheels for my Dremel that I hadn't seen in Canada. So we also went and had we had hot pot, and it was very delicious. There's my hot pot. Oh wow, she's Jester Jeffrey's daughter watched every single Masters of the Universe episode. I have not. I don't even have a bit of Human. I don't have a favorite He-Man episode, because I watched it so long ago. I can't remember a single thing. Yeah, this was fantastic. It was really hot though. It said spicy, but I thought maybe I could try it because I thought, how spicy could it possibly be? It was really spicy for me anyway. I'm not really super into spicy food, but it had. I was told the Szechuan spice is the kind that makes your tongue tingle in a very strange way. So that was a little unsettling, but it was very delicious still. Like the broth was amazing. And yeah, this was in the Chinatown area, which I'm not even sure what area this is now because we did a lot of walking around. This was back at the Cutty Sark. This was my last day when I actually went into the Cutty Sark, which I'd walked by a billion times at that point. I didn't go to the museum because I had limited time and I felt like I wanted to not spend any more money during my trip. But I did not buy this, but I almost did because I just love the brassness of it. And it reminded me of my loop, my brass loop. And yeah, Cutty Sark also, of course, is known for whiskey. That's a very popular thing. But I don't really drink, and also I was afraid of traveling with that, so I didn't buy any Cutty Sark whiskey. And yeah, this is what it looks like on the inside, where yeah, you can see underneath, you can see the hull and everything, and the museum's down below. It's a really cool way to display the ship. And they had awesome little Cutty Sark models in a bunch of different sizes. Really, really, really fun. Bill Kuhn says, I always wanted to see the feature-length animated movie. Maybe that was a partnership, a crossover touchpoint with She-Ra. Still need to watch that just to close the loop. I feel like I did see that movie, but again, I cannot remember a single thing about it. Oh, Beta Human said, it was a trick question and very few of the Human episodes are any good. I'm curious if Just a Jeffrey has any recommendations, though. I have not absorbed it whatsoever. And this is the last thing I did before getting on the train to the airport. I did revisit the river, the shore of the river, and I was kind of on the fence about even trying this because no one else was in that area at all, and I didn't even know if you were allowed to go down there because it was kind of fenced off, but I did find like a gate that kind of swung open that looked like it should have been bolted, but anyway, I did take a look at the rocks that were in the area, and yeah, very different from the rocks that I'm used to, and I did pick up a few and stuck them in my purse. I picked them up and I put them in my purse. And here is the British Airways beautiful view before I flew out. And here was the dinner or the meal that they served, which is peri-peri chicken, which didn't really taste like peri-peri to me. And then the upper left thing, I'm not even sure what that was. It was like, there was like beets, like cut up beets, and then underneath was yogurt. And I can't even begin to guess what that is called. And then, yes, a heavenly chocolate and salted caramel pot that had like 37 grams of sugar in it or something. But I'm like, yeah, I'm flying and I don't want to take this home and I'm going to eat it, sure, because I'm not going to waste it. And so I did eat it and it was fine. Oh, interesting. Massimo says, the rocky shores of the Thames were famous for techno raves back in the 90s. Nice. Oh, that's where they took the photos for Mudlarks Deluxe Tux says. Is that a show? Because I mentioned that Mudlarks is what they call people who go on to like the banks and they look for stuff. And I do wish I had done that more. But yeah, the food was decent. The food was definitely decent. And the flight, Judge Khan, I mentioned this before at the beginning, but there's something about British Airways where the boarding and the disembarking of the plane happened much quicker than I'm used to. It was really, really like efficiently done. And this tea that they serve on British Airways is incredible. Really, really good as well. On all there was a bit of a problem on the way back because the charging thing, like the USB charging thing on the seat back, wasn't really working. But underneath the seat, they had like a plug that I could plug in my UK plug, and my USB lightning cable wasn't working, but my cordless charger was. So that was actually really lucky that I was able to charge my phone on the flight. The vacuum flask, or like the bottle that you see that's in the seatback area, there's a sticker on that, and the sticker on that is Ladderhead, which is a game that was also showing at AdventureX in 2019, and I really love that game actually. And I think it might be very reasonably priced or free on itch.io, I think. But that's a really, really cool. I believe it's a text parser adventure game, and it's got a very, very nice simple style. Oh, okay. Mudlarks was a game by Cloak and Dagger about those people who look for stuff on the banks. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Mudlarks. Okay. Game. Okay. Yeah, Real Lady Alfie says, I've heard you can find super old stuff along the banks of the Thames, like Victorian stuff. Yes. I didn't see anything like that, but yes, I definitely saw, like, after the fact, I saw websites that showed stuff like that. Okay. Okay. Yes, and Ladderhead is on Steam as well. And it is a feast. Like, that's quite a lot of food. Yeah, old medicine bottles, porcelain tiles, and things like that. Yeah, what dinner is complete, Gunduck? He said, without Jacob's 2-cracker snack pack. I actually saved that for home. Also, like, that Croxton Manor, which was like an old cheddar, which was quite nice, but I did take those home because it was quite a lot of food after all. And then the last snack thing they kind of gave us, another piping hot thing, was this root vegetable and quinoa lattice pastry, which was hot, and the texture was good, but yeah, it was kind of hard to taste anything, but it was fine. It was filling. Oh my god. Okay, Eataway says, side note, Inspector Waffles Game Boy Kickstarter just 36 pounds away from its initial goal. Let's throw that link down one more time. Let's make that goal tonight. As I mentioned, yeah, Colossal Games is making that Game Boy cartridge with everything. You can buy, like, if you had a certain tier, you get actual box with cartridge and everything like that. And I did see that at AdventureX, and it was amazing. It looks tasty. It was just didn't really have much taste, but it was filling, and that's all I really needed. And here are the rocks from the Thames that I picked up. And I'm just going to try to, yeah, I think that's giving you a good idea of what those look like. What struck me the most was, yeah, how shiny those exposed areas were. I actually thought that maybe what I'm looking at is like maybe some pottery, like broken pottery, because it looked like kind of glazed almost. That's how smooth these things were. That was until I picked up the rock in the upper left, where it's a rock, and then the cross section of the rock kind of looks like candy or something. It's very strange. It's a very strange thing to see of a rock. And I still don't know what these are. I haven't even looked. Like, a lot of these do look like candy. And I have them. Here, in fact. Oh, I don't have the big one here, somehow. But, yeah, I mean, these rocks, which look rock on one side, and then they look very shiny and smooth on others. And so, I did wash these when I got home. That's another thing you need to do. Yeah, I washed these with soap and water. Because it's the bank of the Thames. Oh yeah, this one's interesting because, yeah, this looks like, this looks kind of rock on the outside, but the cross section, it kind of looks like a caramel. Really slippery. This one definitely looks candy coated. The round one on the left looks like fudge. They're kind of amazing. They're really interesting. But yeah. It's just better to see them in the photo, so I'm going to stick the photo back up again. Yeah. Maltese. Yeah, they do look like candy. No, Pengo, I did not try tasting them, because even though I did wash these with soap and water when I got home, they could still be covered with some kind of sewage. I have no illusions about that. Oh, Beta Human says, do you watch rock tumbling videos on YouTube, or do you avoid them lest you fall into an hours-long YouTube hole? I have seen some, and I mentioned that I did buy some Dremel, like, heads to, like, polish and buff by hand rocks instead of actually getting... I don't have a rock tumbler, but yeah, I'm kind of thinking I would like to actually hand polish some little rocks here and there. I will get into that, but at the moment I'm going to save that. That is a bit of a rabbit hole. And that, my gosh, that took much longer than I was expecting. Wow, it's 10:48. What I think, and so yeah, some rocks are inherently toxic, like cinnabar. Yeah, used for making vermilion red. It is a kind of mercury. Malachite as well. I've mentioned before. It's copper based, which is it's like basically arsenic. Thank you, Goman-sama. Clap, clap, clap. Thank you. That took way longer than I was expecting. I will get in and do some pixel art though, because I did say that I was going to do that. But we're not going to start the game that I was planning on starting. There's a couple reasons for that. One of them is that we would go way too long tonight on that. But another reason for that is I had something planned, and I will eventually get around to it. But as you know, well, you may not know, but the pre-Halloween stream I did before I left for my trip, we finished the Dark Convergence. And I had a lot of fun with it. It was tough, but I love the art and I had fun with it. And amazingly, was it just today or yesterday? Was it today? Jeffrey Kintz emailed me. Maybe it was late last night. Jeffrey Kintz, who made the Dark Convergence, found my video on YouTube and said, "Oh, you know, okay, well, I won't read it exactly, but I'll give you the Coles notes of what he said." Yeah, it was amazing. I was completely just flabbergasted. Okay, he said, basically, congratulations on beating my game, The Dark Convergence. I might just read this. Thanks for playing it on your YouTube channel. Certainly wish I could have watched someone like you playing the game when I had made the game so many years ago, so I could have seen all the options you typed in. He mentioned that there's a sequel. Of course, we know about the sequel. And he said, it's a bit shorter, ending is a little rushed, but if you want it, I can give it to you, with solutions you have to type to make it a little easier. Keep up the good work and keeping adventure games alive. So, we're not going to play the game. So I emailed him back almost like maybe an hour later saying, yes, please send me the Dark Convergence. Send me the solutions. I would love to play Dark Convergence 2 on stream. Which means what I had initially planned on playing, I was thinking if Jeffrey doesn't get back to me by the time we're streaming tonight, then I would start that other game. But seeing as we're kind of running low on time anyway, I'm going to give it until next week. Hopefully by next week, Jeffrey would have gotten back to me with the most legit copy of the Dark Convergence 2 you could possibly have, which is directly from the developer with the solutions. So I feel completely fine putting the thing that I was going to start, pushing that back and playing the Dark Convergence 2 on stream. Because yeah, I mean, I got the Dark Convergence 1 from an abandonware site, which I would prefer to get things legitimately, of course. But yeah, I can wait. I will wait for Jeffrey to send me the Dark Convergence 2. We will play it on stream. Possibly next week, depending on what Dan's schedule is like. But yeah, the other game will be on the back burner for now. Oh yeah, sorry. Thank you for the Beta Human for the footnote. Yes, Coles Notes are the Canadian version of Cliff Notes. Did I say Coles Notes? I probably said Coles Notes. Okay. Oh, Justice Jeffrey says, really glad I joined in tonight. Had a feeling that you'd have some great stuff to share from your trip. Looks like it was a ton of fun. I'm a smidge envious. Glad to have been able to live vicariously through you during tonight's stream. Thanks for sharing. No, it's my pleasure. And I just feel bad that it took as long as it did. But yeah, like I said, it's going to work out. We're going to do some art now. And we're going to hopefully get to play the Dark Convergence 2 next week or the week after. Yeah. NC Al Morale, the Darker Convergence or the Dark Convergencer. Yeah, it's merely the Dark Convergence 2. Yeah, Deluxe Tux, yeah, it's warm, fuzzy feelings. There's like nothing better. And what's cool is Robot Spacer, who has been streaming other games, Robospacer finished Murder Club and just started Maupiti Island, which is the sequel to Mortville Manor, which we played on stream. He's actually reached out to some of these developers and trying to get in touch with them. And, you know, it never occurred to me to even try, right? And now that, you know, Jeffrey has gotten in touch with me, I feel like, yeah, next time I stream something, I'll try. Maybe I will try to get in touch with the developers, because it's so cool when that kind of thing happens. Yeah, exactly, Patwang. Like, on GOG, there is not the EGA CG version of Crusader, The Last Crusade. I was going to say Crusaders of the Dark Savant. Unfortunately, yeah, you cannot legitimately buy the EGA version of The Last Crusade. But I did buy the GOG version of The Last Crusade, and then I got my own version of the EGA version. Same thing goes for Loom. I bought the Loom, the VGA Loom, and then I got the EGA Loom on my own. Because, yeah, unfortunately, that is just how things are. And I'm okay with doing that, but I definitely would prefer if I can, you know, get things legitimately. Monkey Toupee, thank you so much for subbing. Fantastic. Oh wow, Deluxe Dex is one of my favorite one of my favorite PlayStation 2 games. It's this really obscure tactical RPG that I think did not sell well at all. Company folded and some of the people went on to be contractors for other companies' asset development. Ah. Patong says, of the 3 games, they have both EGA and VGA versions. I think only Monkey Island looks good in VGA. I still prefer EGA Monkey Island. Oh, so you got in touch with the contracting company, sent an email to get in touch with the director. Nice. Yeah, you know me, EGA all the way. Ah, Reality Elfie says, I'm looking at Japanese Benny now, and I'm wondering what happens if you stick it in resin. Now I'm thinking of buying some to find out if it's not too expensive. I think it's pretty expensive, but let me know, Real Lady Elfie. Oh, good, you had an awesome chat, and you got to tell him how much you like the game. That's amazing, Deluxe Talks. Definitely love stories like that. Okay. Okay, the VGA version has cool portraits, Patong says about the Monkey Island. But you also like the EGA version better besides the portraits. Okay, so yeah, we're not gonna get to game. We're gonna get to art now. Although first, what I want to do is I do have the art set up, but I did want to just make sure that I had a good reference for the thing that I want to work on this time around, because we did finish Roddy the Dragon last time, and I want to move on to the idol that's in. Speaking of the Secret of Monkey Island, in the EGA version of the Secret of Monkey Island, but I did want a version of EGA. Okay, I do have one. Okay, perfect. Okay. So, we're going to move on. I'm going to change my tag to art. I'm going to change it to art, finally. That was a lot of just chatting. But we are going to get into some art. And we're going to finish out art for the next... until about 11:30 or so. Because, yeah, I guess my voice is starting to go a little bit. Although, luckily, yeah, I did not get any COVID, as far as I know. I did testing when I got home and everything. There were a couple cases of COVID at AdventureX, but thankfully it seems to be pretty limited. And other people got colds and things like that. But yeah, I masked, so hopefully that helped in me getting to stay healthy this time around. And I also got my flu vaccine before I went, like 10 days before. So tried to be as careful as I could be, which is like my usual, my MO. Okay. Beta Human says, the saga continues. The Cliff's Notes actually got the idea by copying Cole's notes. Learn something new every day. So Cole's notes came first. That's fantastic. I love it. Love it. And I also did not know that. Yeah, I dodged the con flu. I did. This is where we left off. Way back when, a million years ago. And the last thing that we did, of course, was the dragon. And we're going to just have another quick before and after of the dragon. Let me know if you don't see the dragon right now. If you're not seeing a dragon right now, raise your hand. I just need to find the folder for that. Where is this little guy? Okay. Here is Roddy the Dragon as we have him. And yeah, this is what it looked like in the sketch. So that's a little bit of an improvement, I'd say. Examine Dragon Penguin were very good. Ooh, look at the cover art. Okay, I'm gonna have to take a look at the Poison Pink. Oh, what did I miss? That looks cool. I'm gonna open that in my Safari tab. And also, another good thing is that, excuse me, it appears that the repairs to the iPad have worked like a charm. Oh no. I always do the same thing with my chip. 1 second. So I'm glad of that. Signing Sten, happy Crimson Tuesday. Says, I hope you're well today. I am. I'm doing very well. We just wrapped up my slideshow of what I did on my London vacation and AdventureX time. And so that was good times. I hope you're doing well as well. We're just finally getting down to work, and we're not going to stream a new game tonight. I'm going to be streaming, my next game will be the Dark Convergence 2, because the developer, Jeffrey Kintz, got in touch with me and is going to be sending me a copy as well as a walkthrough, which I cannot resist. How could I not, you know? I need to, oh, very good point, Patoing. Okay, so let's actually do that first. Let's do that first, actually. Let's turn back on Dragon. And yeah, this is the benefit of you know, fresh eyes. Patoing mentioned you need something to contrast the belt from the table. Blends in quite a bit. Light gray backlight on the belt. Very, very good. Very good. I would very much agree with that. So let's that's an empty. Okay, let's this doesn't look like it's doing anything. I'm gonna get rid of it. Goodbye, layer 29. And let us actually put this on the top, because that's the most recent one, and let's make a duplicate of this. Now, new Nancy. Okay, oh no, Siniston, doing well, thanks, apart from being awake at 4 a.m. Oh boy, yeah, I'm sorry to hear about the awakeness at 4 a.m. Yeah, I had a bit of jet lag coming back from London, where, yeah, I was getting up much earlier and not being able to stay awake as late as usual, which is probably a good thing, but I think I'm getting back to my normal anyway. Aha! Deluxe says, forget the walkthrough, just have him as a guest and he can tell you how to beat it in his own words. Deluxe you know, that's something I did consider. Like, wouldn't it be great if we could have Jeffrey Kintz as a guest on stream? Maybe I will ask him about that. Because I was like, oh, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, maybe. The basket, yeah, I'm pleased, kind of pleased with the basket enough, I feel. But yeah, we're just gonna do a quick work on the belt, I think. Yeah, so let's get the stylus over here. And I agree, Patoing, I agree that it would be the dark gray backlight. And then what I could probably do for consistency is add a cast shadow here underneath, right? So we can put that here as a shadow, right? And we could actually, although maybe not. Hold on, maybe I'm wrong. Actually, maybe I need it to be, like you said, rim. Maybe there's oh no. Maybe a bit of rim lighting going on here. Maybe we leave. Maybe just get away with that. Grindislav, I'm back. What did I miss? Grindislav. Dark gray, too dark. Okay, light gray. Let's show the light gray. Grindislav, you... I don't know what part of the vacation photos did you miss? But yeah, we just wrapped that up. Oh, you missed the part, Francisco, where the developer of the Dark Convergence found my video of Let's Playing his game and said, oh, would you like me to send you Dark Convergence 2 and a walkthrough? And I said, of course, absolutely 100%. So my next, I'm not going to start playing the Dark Convergence 2 yet, because he, that was just like today or yesterday, like late yesterday, he offered. And so next time I do a stream, I will, and by that time, hopefully, Jeffrey would have gotten back in contact with me, and I will be able to stream his part 2 of his game, his sequel. Yeah, that's kind of like really light. Oh, you missed all of them eating dinner, watching TV. Ah, gotcha. What was for dinner, Grindislav, by the way? Yeah, just I'm gonna go back to the. Maybe we can do something with it, where maybe we can we can gradually blend it, by dithering, right? Blue. I don't know about the blue, because the blue might have like interfere with the belt. I mean, oh shoot, that's not right. Yeah, so it was really cool. Like, and actually, someone suggested that I try to get Jeffrey on to stream as a guest or something, which, yeah, did occur to me, and maybe I will ask him about that because that could be really cool. And maybe what I can do to make that better on the eye is, you know, kind of blend with more dithering. The solution is always more dithering, whatever you need. Some weird tofu burritos. Tofu, kale, potatoes, and tomato chutney. Oh, is it one of those like meal things? Meal planner things? That might do. Actually, I'm gonna... Give me a second. That could be enough. Not sure about the red. Do you think the gray works? It has the chance of working. It has the chance of working. Actually, what I should do is I will duplicate this again. And I'm going to... actually... We can A-B this. I always find the red dark gray to be very burny. Dither everything. It could... At a glance, it's not too bad. But I feel like just the gray is too much contrast. Or what I could do is put like a shadow behind her. Although no, the shadow would not be coming from that direction because the shadow. We actually have. I've got this scene here, right? Where this. This is the scene that we have a close up of, and the light is coming from over there, basically. So there wouldn't be a shadow there. Although there could be like a shadow of her back, maybe just enough to be by the belt. And also, we always said that we can totally cheat this, and then so let's try that. Personally would fizzle out the gray a bit more. Fizzle. I do not do a lot of non 50% dither. No, Patoing, yeah. For the most part, it is just the 50% dither, with a little bit of like hand punching out some areas, So actually, and actually one thing, the dragon. I just have to do something about this dragon for 1 second. I told myself I wouldn't, but I just need to. Speaking of that, I feel like even here I would. Here I would probably give this a more rounded look by kind of... Oh, that's dither. I can't just do that. Where's that? Here. Yeah, I just want to punch out a few of those to give that a more rounded look, That's all I really do with the dithering. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to depart too much from that. But, I feel like maybe if I could cheat like a weird, like, kind of shadow or something maybe back there, that might be okay. So hold on. Let me see about that. Real Canadian Rage, thank you so much for the raid. Happy Crimson Tuesday. How have you been doing? Raid, Dom Retro, yes, indeed. Indeed. Real Canadian Rage, yes, how am I? I'm doing well. I just came back from my London and AdventureX adventure. And that was a lot of fun. I just showed a bunch of slides and stuff, like photos and stuff from that. And dev is going well. Yeah, I actually am. I've got a playable version of my game from start to finish. Is it full of bugs? Yes, it is. Does it need a lot of work before I even send it to beta testers? It certainly does. And are there lots of assets I will eventually need to replace while the beta testing is happening? Absolutely. But it is playable from beginning to end. And I'm very excited about that. So let us, yeah, I'm going to actually get in here. I hate that it's right in the corner. It's always a little bit awkward to do this. But I'm going to, this is just for a test. We don't have to panic or anything like that. But I'm going to just try a little bit of this. And then I'm actually going to use the dark gray as the shadow here. And we can always not do this. It's perfectly acceptable. Oh, Mermaid is an artist who does amazing dither. Good study. Yeah, exactly. Real Canadian reach. Yeah, you would ask that. London, England, or London, Ontario? Yeah, London, England. And I think last time I said the good one. Yes, the older one. How about that? The old London. Cool. Yeah, I've got Pixel Joint. That Pixel Joint open. Thank you very much, Patung. I love getting introduced to new pixel folk. So thanks for that. Great. Oh, there's a London in Kentucky as well. Nice. Yeah, hooray! Exactly. It's Alpha. We're at Alpha. Oh, I see. So real Canadian Rage, someone did ask, is Canadian Rage reality? Alfie asked, is Canadian Rage an oxymoron? And real Canadian Rage says, I got memed by some friends once and they got mad and said sorry right after. So that is a bit of an ironic joke. Yeah. We get angry. And maybe if I put... what if I do this? Also... How, yeah. This could be enough, but hold on, I need to, oh, wait. Sample all layers? And then I'm gonna just have to do more of that. Right? What if I do this? Just like, her body being there is making it darker. Oh, Grindaslov says, Julia is the angriest Canadian I know. And Grindaslov lives in New York. I don't know if I'm supposed to take that as a compliment or what. I did mention, of course, I guess this also bears repeating, that Grindaslav is Francisco Gonzalez, who is planning on streaming tomorrow for Wild West Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern. Currently working on Rosewater, which is going to be awesome. And was also at AdventureX. And do you have any fun AdventureX experiences to share with us, Grindaslav? I feel like if I also put some shadow underneath, like on her fingers and stuff, I could sell this better, you know? Oh wow, Deluxe Tux. I grew up in Philadelphia, the city famous for throwing batteries at Santa Claus. The Real Canadian Races. I know this will be on Steam, but are there plans to release it on other platforms such as GOG? I'm glad you asked that, Real Canadian Rage. There is right now a wish list thing on GOG. Like, here's the link where you can say that you want the Crimson Diamond on GOG. And I'm not sure if that's for the demo or just for the full game or what. But yeah, I mean, if you want to like click and updo that would be good. Possibly helpful. And I also plan on releasing it on itch.io. I'll be releasing it on Fireflower Games as well. Itch.io, I will get the largest cut of the price, so yeah, I mean, that's probably a good place to buy, but also, like, of course, Steam is the biggest marketplace, so that might be the best place to buy, because then you can leave a review, and that's also super helpful in visibility and encouraging other people to buy it. So Steam would probably still be number one, I would say. Oh, yes, and yes, Sigurdislav, yes, also very much enjoyed AdventureX. And yeah, Pencil Head looks a bit stiff, the area right below the eraser. Yeah, that, I probably, like too much bottom of the thumb or something. Yeah, that could probably do with a bit of like, I could probably do with fixing, like we're not seeing enough like shape in that hand even. But right now I'm just gonna try to, figure out this part of it. Just trying to fake this weird shadow that I'm attempting, you know? And then also I did the gray for the... Oh, that just stands out too much. We're not going to do that though, we're just going to cheat it. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed the demo chapter 1, Real Canadian Rage. Yeah, there's going to be 7 chapters. And they're all done. Oh my goodness. But yeah, this part maybe. I just need to like get in here and kind of. This actually looks kind of weird, doesn't it? Too much thumb. Too thummy? Alright, right below the eraser. Yeah. And also, like, this should probably cast a shadow, but it's a bit of a trouble because, yeah, I'll just do that. I'll just do a single line or something. It's not too disruptive. Davor, yes, definitely rest up and yeah, get well soon. Yeah, no, thank you for being here for stream, and yeah, it was a pleasure to meet you, of course. So maybe see you next time, right? Good night, happy Crimson Tuesday. Yeah, I think that that's helpful. Now that, of course, now what's happening is like this one like slim line here, which like not really. I don't know if that's working. Good night, good night. Yes, good night. And if it hadn't been for you, I would not have bought those tubes of watercolor, so I'm very grateful for that. Oh, sorry. Oh, the closed captions were covering the area I'm working on. I can actually, what I'll do is I'll just move this up. Here, how about that? I try to be mindful of it. Thank you for letting me know, Lean Beat. Okay, good, good, good. And I almost feel like, yeah, should there be more shadow? Paper. Is the paper over the pencil? Oh, well. It could just be I was missing like a few pixels in the pencil. And the pencil actually is not looking all that straight right now, bizarrely. And it's a matter of like maybe it is straight, but it doesn't look straight. She just chews her pencils. Lore. Shadow would be good for extra contrast. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where to put it, and like I'm actually like, oh, there should be a shadow on that side of the pencil. Maybe needs shadow. Maybe that just looks weird. I don't actually mind that. Nancy is part Beaver. She is Canadian. Yeah, that looks a lot. Yeah. Exactly. We all chew our pencils. Oh yeah. The light gray could work, like this stuff. Yeah, that's not bad. I don't hate that. Like I think it needs something. And then here we can put like more. And also like the bottom of this pencil just doesn't look right now. And I feel like there's something in me that just needs the tip of the pencil to be black. I don't know. Now it doesn't look straight. Why don't I just get rid of the bottom of this pencil? Yeah, Nancy anamorphs into a beaver. I'm just like gonna pretend that we don't need the end of the pencil. Move it a bit more to the right. It's gonna be so long. I think I just get rid of it. You don't need to, like, who's going to see the end of the pencil? And I guess also we're going to need, yeah, speaking of, oh shoot, no, did not want to do that. Exactly, Patoink. It's just like how, you know, instead of trying to figure out how to program so she can actually spin in a room with a mirror, we just say, oh, I'm superstitious and I don't want to twirl in a room with a mirror. There we go. Because often pencils, you know, you don't get the full length of the pencil. The pencils are usually a bit worn. Oh, thank you, Grandislav. Great idea. You should add an Easter egg where if you look in the mirror and say beaver 3 times, Nancy turns into a beaver. Yes, exactly. Reality of exactly. Nancy's the type that keeps her pencils until it's just a sharper tip and eraser. Yeah, she sharpened it right down to that metal barrel. I've done that before. That is exactly her. She got some I think the shadow is helping. And the thing is when you start adding shadow, it's kind of really hard to stop. And I might just try to stop there. Beta Human, would you love to look at the mirror code? I feel like I've told a few people that story and everyone seems to really enjoy it. But yeah, the mirror code itself on its own, like, it'd probably be pretty easy to find if you just look in the AGS forums or something, or I'm sure I can grab you the block of text it is. It's cool, it uses dynamic sprites and all kinds of stuff I have no idea about. See, at this point we get to yeah, I don't know if I want to add more shadow. Because, yeah, once you start, it's kind of difficult. I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, what can happen is that, okay, well, let's say we're going to want to add like a cast shadow underneath her arm. Actually, we can't use it. We have to use black. Wouldn't it be cool if we had shadow underneath her arm? Wouldn't that be nice? And then we could have this. And then this can extend over here. And then you have to go in here and say, well, there's shadow in here, and then this, and I don't know if I want to get into that, this whole problem, where you have to just add it everywhere. It's too dark, first of all, isn't it? Well, actually, it's not really that dark, because surprisingly, the dark blue and the black are very close. I just don't know if I want to get into it. Oh no, Mouse, it does look kind of better. Oh, Patoink says, by the way, a little feature in Photoshop many people do not know you can change the outside of canvas color. Oh, you know what? Yeah. That's cool. How do you do that? I don't know if I want to, but... Oh, just like that. You can right-click it. What? Nice. Thank you, Patoink. Yeah, the dark blue is already a shadow, Aline B. It's more like, do I want to add more shadow? Like more gradation to the shadow. Dither black with dark blue. Oh, see, you guys are on it. That is the solution. We did say that is the solution of everything, right? Okay, let's try that. Let's take this. And let's color this one. Let's color this one. Color this black. Yeah, that's what happens. When you only have 50% dither, then, you know, everything you see requires 50% dither. Come on. Don't make me open up the color swatches. And where it is. Color. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. Go PC and full PC 98 dither on top of dither. I do that, I think, a little bit in some places, but okay, let us sample all layers. Just choose the blue. Hide. And just, yeah, let's get in here. And this kind of... I mean, is that something that we're going to need to do? Do we feel like the need to do that? Yes? Oh no, yes. Hold on. I'm gonna move it. So I'm gonna move this up so that you can see it better. So we're gonna be here forever. Oh no, that kind of works, but Twang also agrees. It's never gonna be finished. 2025, 2025. Do I hear 2025? Yeah, it definitely feels more natural than the actual black does. In fact, maybe this whole thing we need to just... Do we put it in underneath her this? Do we put it under her chin too? Because like that would be very deep under. Is that what's happening? Is this just... No, not into her face. We wouldn't do her face, but we might do her neck. And then in here would be very dark too. Yeah, art is never finished. That's the problem with the art. Make sure to keep the jawlines. We said what I would do, yeah, is actually what you would do here is, yeah, you would make sure there was a line here. Like you would give it, yeah. So the jaggies wouldn't hit the actual jawline. 60 is weird stuff. Well, then we just have to add more. Right, we have to, like... Or just add a different color dither. That's the, you know, that fixes everything, right? So you could put a fair bit of jaggies. I'm never... Like, sometimes I'm concerned about jaggies, but... It's not like for me. What I might do... This would look bad, right? If I did this. Or does that look good? I can't tell anymore. Looks like dirt? Yeah. It's too much contrast. Oh, you like it somehow. Deluxe touch. Bad? Touch too much? Maybe on the shirt. Yeah, light blue. It would have to be a different color for sure. Too round like a pipe. Fabric wouldn't fall. So yeah. So the thing is, yeah, with sleeves, it's a very good point. Sleeves, yeah, the sleeves would actually not sit like that. That is very true. Duplicate. Get another dance. Get a dutter dancy. Yeah, it's about 11:30. It's almost time. Yeah. The pipe. So this is what happens. Yeah, with sleeves, they actually, yeah, they don't do that. They kind of, because the bend here is like that bends. There's more fabric getting pulled by this bend. That's the kind of taut. So that part would be shorter. So the actual sleeve would be like, yeah. You're right. Nope. I cannot argue with that. It's absolutely right. Hold on. I can just make this look like that if I can figure it out. The tiny bit needed in the forearm, perhaps, to break the straight line. Hold on. got the mic right in my face. I'm kind of like, how do I do this? It's awkward. Ugh. Bangalore, well, artists need to notice a lot of stuff. So much. Upper side of the forearm is a straight edge. This side, straight. Okay. Yeah, so what's gonna happen? Yeah, there's so many like little decisions that have to get made. So you want there to be like this and then go in more like an actual arm, like a real arm. Upper side of the forearm, straight edge. Yeah, you know what? I'm not crazy about the shadow under her chin. Slightly concave. The concave. That's one of the things my my life drawing teacher was telling me about, and I think I've told you guys this as well. Like, there's no concave space on the human body. Even parts that you think are concave are actually not concave. They're just like interlocking, like bulging areas. Okay, here we go. Tongue's got jawline advice. Rounded. Rounded, rounded. I'm not sure if I'm seeing like... Nice pixel splines. Oh, okay, so concave would be like... Hold on. Okay, so the jaw you're gonna have to walk me through. Things between... They mean like... Concave would be like that? Like that's exaggerated, of course. It wouldn't like look like... But right now it's straight, and I was trying to make it more... Not bad. Get rid of some of these jaggies. That's actually not bad. Ooh. Oh, Real Canadian Rage recently started learning a new engine to you. 001 game creator. Never. Okay, thank you. Here be GIF. Okay. Okay, GIF. Oh, so more round, more round. Drop. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's a bit... Her chin... It is a bit of a weird shape. I will give that. I think... Okay, I think I got what you're saying. Okay. Okay. The curve. This part... Okay. This part... Probably, yeah, it could... Her chin would actually... Like, the way that her mouth is probably kind of wrong. To go with this. But actually... Okay. Yeah, her mouth is like weird kind of right now. Like that's probably part of the problem, I think. Because it's too sideways for what we've got here, I think. So I think Oops. I think that might be part of the problem. Oh shoot, come on. And that, it's like really weird, isn't it? Like looking at it now. Yes, exactly, Adrian Barrow. She gets robot job, metal shark teeth, laser scope, eye patch in the next version. That's, yeah, that's, you had the, that's the DLC. Why? Yeah, Real Canadian Rage is like dithering. It's like, yeah, some like, it's a pattern. It doesn't have to be like the checkerboard pattern that I use, but yeah, just a pattern that helps like blend colors basically, I guess. And Adrian Bauer, I watched some, like, this is something else I did in London. Like, this was really early on. There was like was it the 7-year anniversary of the launch of Owlboy? Because I did remember that I got to see some of that. And I feel like I was in the hotel at that time. Yeah, so congratulations on 7-year anniversary of Owlboy. That's fantastic. I can't believe it's been 7 years, first of all. Although, you know what, I haven't played it, but I was one of those people that like noticed the artwork from like the development. I know the development took a long time, so to think that it's been 7 years since you've launched it is kind of incredible. Yeah, Owlboy is 7 and D-Pad has been in business for 10. It's nuts. Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Adrian Bauer is like one of the creators of Owlboy, and it's at D-Pad Studio. And they did a Twitch stream for their 7-year anniversary, which included, for your other game, the playable character. You added your Owlboy character as a playable character, which is amazing. Yeah, there we go. I knew there'd be people who loved Owlboy in chat. And I love the fact that, you know, you guys really stuck to your guns and you believed in yourselves and you made this amazing, amazing thing. And you did mention on that stream that, you know, a lot of your friends and family were like kind of questioning you at a certain point. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of it's an amazing and inspiring, you know, story for game devs who do take a bit of a long time to do things. Yes, Owlboy characters come into Savant Remix, right. Oh, and Elite Beast never heard of Owlboy before. Deluxe Text, I bought Owlboy on launch after seeing just one screenshot without any information. Okay. Oh, what do you mean curve of the jaw? Yeah, Adrian Bauer says, those talks with family and friends, it's still going, yeah. Okay. Okay. So what I'm seeing is this idea of the jaggedness of the jaw. Yeah, the thing I can tell there's a difference here, you know. For me, it's like it's so hard to tell. I guess I don't have that eye yet for it, you know. And I feel like her jaw is really getting long. But I will save these. I'm gonna save these to photo to refer to later. And yeah, the actual GIF is actually really good too. I'm gonna scroll back and grab the GIF. I guess I'm not as discerning about Jaggies. Yes, Goman some of the coolest people do. Hang out in the stream. Yes, 100%. Goman Sama also is another amazing artist, by the way, here in stream, who did an amazing Nancy Maple artwork. And if anyone wants to yeah, hey, Goman Sama, if you want to like drop it in chat, you can definitely do that. Yeah, but Toy and Crit stream during stream. Speaking of, yeah, would it be lovely to get Jeffrey Kintz in here to talk about Dark Convergence? Yeah, go Munsum, you're amazing. Are you kidding? Only stream where you get per pixel pulls. Gee, you know, yeah, the time has come, I think. My voices are getting, it's getting a little hoarse, which I guess I'm out of practice. I don't know. I only technically missed 1 week because I did stream last week, but for much shorter. Yeah, this. Oh yeah, and I got to take away the tubiness of the other sleeve. Okay, let's get rid of the tubiness of the other sleeve, and then we'll have to leave it at that, I think, for the night. But I think it was we did some good stuff. We had some good fun. Yes, exactly. It's been a very talky stream. Yeah, Patong says, yeah, you should not listen to everything I suggest or the game will take until 2030. Yeah, that's the thing about art, like we were saying, you know, there's no, you gotta decide, or you know, someone else will, your publisher or whatnot will decide for you. I wonder if I should just do like a rim light here to make that stand out better, or is just... Because I kind of did that on the other sleeve. I don't know. Eileen B says, I think Jaggies can be quite effective when they're intentional, but John does look better now. See, Patong says, I'm way too perfectionist for my own good a lot of the time. Mouse Missing's perfectionism has a bad rep, but I think it's awesome. Patong says it's not. Man, you know what? Art is hard. Art is always hard. This idea of, like, yeah, when to stop and always... there's always gonna be that, what should I do? Should I just leave it? But I mean, even something like Owlboy, which took a while to do and finish, they probably don't think it's perfect, I'm assuming. In fact, I remember there were things that you guys said that you cut from the game in terms of bosses and stuff, because you're like, we're running out of time. Even still, even though you guys were, you know, taking longer than most people would expect. Patong says, as someone who's basically pathologically perfectionist, I can vouch for it not being great. You gotta learn to call it a day, especially when working freelance. Yeah. Yeah, that's something that was hard for me too. Working freelance. I'm still learning it. It's tough. So the sleeve is too wide. I guess I'll just... This arm would not be on the table though. This arm is raised. Gosh darn it. It never ends. It never ends. Running out of steam. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to what you will get when you will get to the creepy yellow elephant lurking behind Nancy. That does look oh, doesn't he though? He really does look like a creepy elephant. That will be... Hopefully it won't be too hard. I say that about everything, but my god. Yeah, it's going to be just a wall of hieroglyphics. Nah, that's going to be no problem, right? Oh, yeah, I got to fill in this area here with the proper dithering. And then we're for sure going to call it a night. Oh my gosh. Definitely running out of steam. I'm not quite back to normal yet, I think. Because, I mean, I didn't get sick, fortunately, but yeah, traveling does take, you know, it takes a lot out of a person. And yeah, just got my updated COVID booster, and I think I'm just a bit tired. And even still, I did do the time. I did do my time. But I can't, just gotta get the pixels in. Grill Canadian Rage says, I'm curious if you ever had any correspondences with Ken and Roberta Williams. I have not, but Dan has, because Dan did do trailer music for Colossal Cave Adventure. So he has had some back and forth of probably not a super lot, but yeah, he was working on music for them, so they were giving feedback. So he has, so this is kind of amazing. Oh, Potomac says, but by the way, another nice tip for Photoshop is you do not have to zoom in and out all the time. Open a second instance of the image and have it on a lower zoom. I know about this one, and I tried it for a little bit, and then I'm like, I have done that one. A beta human says, okay, as I suspected, the easy mirror module changes the view of the character in the mirror, then tries to change the loop that the mirrored character is running based on what direction they're moving, but presumably the view for the spinning character only has one loop, and trying to access any others which don't exist will cause a crash. So beta human, what you're saying is if I just add the spinning frames to all the other directions, then it won't crash? Is that what you're saying, potentially? Deluxe Types, Beta Human still working on diligently on spin problem, whereas I propose the laziest possible solution. Oh, nice. So Eating with I also traded a few emails with Kendra Williams with my minor role as Mac consultant on Colossal Cave. And anyway, speaking of, I emailed you with the latest version of the demo for Mac porting. I don't know if you got it, and if I need to send it again, let me know. Zooming in and out all the time is a waste of time. I tried. I did try. And I feel like it helps to just let me... I don't even have a second monitor Patoing. I don't know how you feel about that, if you're like a single monitor person or like a multiple monitor person. But I've tried the multiple monitor thing, and like it's... Although, like, I do have an iPad that I do, like, watch stuff on or listen to stuff on while working, but I don't have, like, monitors for, like, all my menus or something, for instance, which I know some people do. I prefer to, like, look at one thing at once, which I know is not optimal, but, I am also not an optimal, I'm not optimal. Okay, there, oh, interesting, okay, you're neither as well, you don't work with multiple monitors. You have 3, but only 1 hooked up, you need cables, gotcha. Oh, no problem eating with. Yeah, I can resend if you need. And I'm just hoping that, yeah, the Indie Cup Canada people are not on Max. But yeah, I mean, what are the odds? So no rush at all or anything like that. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, I should stop. But something's bothering me about the way that the pointiness of her finger is bothering me right now. Looks kind of swollen. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I feel like I did more talking than usual this time around just because of all the vacation and AdventureX stuff. Gunducky! Going to bed, you got my sleepy time look. Good night, friendos. Good night. It's wonderful to see you, Gunducky. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Have a wonderful sleep and a wonderful rest of your week. I think I should probably find someone to raid, because I know that takes me a long time usually. Although I do know Robot Spacer is probably playing the Mortville Manor sequel, which is going to be hard to resist. But you know what I do? I usually look for someone who is streaming the Crimson Diamond, and that was actually Pengo Ray once. I don't know if Pengo Ray is still here, but that was like the first time that it's ever happened. Pengo Ray, I was super pumped. Okay, he is. Robot Spacer is indeed streaming. Okay, Beta Human, I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to plug the spin animation into those other loops and see if it won't crash. All your monitors are 1920 by 1200, 1610 for life. I don't even know what mine are at, to be honest. Oh, you just got back, Penguin. Okay, nice. No, I was telling you, Penguin. So usually what I do when I'm finding someone to raid, which is this part of the night we're at now, is I look for someone who is streaming the Crimson Diamond. And you were the first time I've ever actually found someone at the end of my stream that was streaming the Crimson Diamond. And that was really exciting for me. So thank you again for doing that. Yeah, I'm gonna give that a look. Deluxe Tux, thank you for being here. You'll be sleeping 90 seconds, but thank you for being here as always. Deluxe Tux, it's a pleasure to see you. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Yes, yeah, Penguin, I'm going to definitely finish the Crimson Diamond. I cannot wait to watch you stream it. Adrian Bauer, thank you for being here as well. Thank you also for Albo, which to be honest, I haven't played yet, and I feel shameful for that, but I'm going to play that, of course. It is really gorgeous. And congratulations again on 7 years. And I'm really glad I got to catch the Twitch stream from the hotel room in London. And Goman-sama as well, thank you again. And thank you for the awesome Nancy Maple fan art. It was great stuff. Okay, note that this implies activating any single loop used on Nancy can possibly crash the game. Well, that's not a good feeling. Yes, Real Lady Alfie, the Real Canadian Rage. Thank you, Real Canadian Rage, for the raid. And Real Lady Alfie, always a pleasure to see you. Yeah, let's I'm gonna find someone. I'm gonna change. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, I am going to save out my file. I'm gonna back it up. Save early, save often, and save everywhere. Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the show and tell. There's that whole cliche about people being bored about seeing people's vacation photos and stuff, so I'm glad that did not hold true. And if for those of you that did hold true and you were bored to death, thank you for being politely silent and maybe going off and, like, I don't know, doing laundry or something while I was doing that. I appreciate it. Saving out to my couple locations in here. Okay. Just put it there. Oh, okay. Fatoing says, vacation photos with good narration is fun. Fantastic. Okay, I'm glad you guys appreciated it and liked it. It was fun. Great. I'm glad. Aline B, thanks for dropping by. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Yeah, let's get over here. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm gonna do my thing. It's great to be back in my homey, cozy, everything works Twitch stream. That was nice. It only crashed once, and that was, my fault. Yeah, I'm gonna, I think I can read from my phone. I think we did that before. I'm kind of scared to open my browser again, because that's what crashed us last time. Because I am, now at 6,000 kbps, which is kind of intense for me. You're still not impressed eating with English breakfast? I would not. Definitely wouldn't do that every day. That, it is a lot to deal with. I'm going to search for the Crimson Diamond. Is anyone streaming the Crimson Diamond currently? No. Is anyone streaming Crimson Diamond Chapter 1, which is the same thing. I just did that as kind of like an experiment. No one is streaming Crimson Diamond currently. The other thing we look for is... Oh, wow, the Wolves are streaming the Crimson Diamond. Oh, it looks like a clip. Okay, but that was 3 weeks ago. Okay. We also look for the Colonel's Bequest. And if not that, then I will start looking at the people that I know. Or any recommendations, because we found some really cool people with recommendations. But yes, in Penguin, you definitely have to stream Colonel's Bequest. Yeah, eating with there's way too much salt for me in traditional English breakfast. And too much preserved meat. Okay, we don't have anyone currently streaming the Colonel's Bequest. Which means let's look at my list of folks and who's on. And of course, preference goes to EGA and text parser, but if that is not the case, it looks to me that Maupiti Island is looking rather appealing. Yeah, there's not a heck of a lot. Yeah, let's go into stream Robot Spacer. It's been a couple weeks since I've gotten to catch his streams. I've been trying to catch up on his VODs. I just finished watching while I was working today Robot Spacer's excellent Halloween stream that he actually did on Halloween. He dressed as dead Garfield. He made a lasagna that he ate on stream. He played Garfield games. It was incredible. I wish I had been there. Of course, in being the super prepared person he is, he had made test lasagnas before. He had done makeup tests and everything. He shaved his beard to look like Garfield's stripes and dyed it black. The commitment was absolutely top notch. So in the spirit of his amazing commitment to not only being dead Garfield for his Halloween stream, but also finishing Murder Club, which he did before I left for London. Amazing. Let's go rate him. And of course, I did play Morphle Murder on stream and did enjoy it after a fashion. Let's rate him up. Yes, Edith, yes. He did trim his beard. And yes, also Blaholt and more love for Robot Spacer. Ooh, Famicom Detective Club. Schmoopsy Bob. Maybe in the future we'll catch somebody else, but I do want to catch Robot Spacer because it has been a while since I've seen him. Bingo Ray says, I've never known there's so many adventure game streamers without the stream. Yeah, there are a ton of people who do it. A ton of really awesome people. Robot Spacer is one of my absolute favorites though, because he's so patient with it, way more patient than I am, and he also is making his own world builder game, and that's going really well. Yeah, follow them now, Master Mistake. Very, very good. But yeah, of course, that's another great thing. So when I bought the Anbernic, I ordered the Anbernic RG35XX, whatever it's called. I'm really excited to play some of those Kojima games people have been recommending to me, like a Police Knots and a Snatcher, things like that. I would love to play some other stuff, maybe even play some Japanese stuff. Maybe you can brush up on my Japanese in a fun way. And yeah, I never had a console growing up. This is a great way for me to try some of that stuff and get to experience some other kinds of mystery adventure games that are around. Let's do it. First thing I'm going to do, if anyone is going to be out for the night, let's first do a shout out, which means he will be expecting. Well, not be. He might not expect us from this, but I do want to give him a shout out. How do I do this? Robot Spacer. Does this work? I don't know if that worked. We're gonna rate him. Maybe we'll just jump that right in there. From Alpidi Islands. No @ sign for rating, right? Okay, great. So join me there if you can for watching Robot Spacer stream on PD Island. I tend to hang around after I raid because I've still got other work to do, like I make my video thumbnail and I trim my video and all that stuff beforehand, and well during this time of the night. So yeah, I'll be hanging around in chat over there. So it's gonna be good fun. It's gonna be good fun. Adrian Bauer, thank you so much for being here. It's always good to see you. Nice to see fellow Canadian devs in stream. And see you guys next week. Yeah, maybe we'll have a Dan next week to polish up on some tracks. If not, more of the same here. Definitely more work because I'm not gonna have any other slides to show you. Hopefully, Dark Convergence 2 would be great if we have no Dan. So we'll do something. There's always something. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Have a great rest of your week. It's always so fun to be here. I'm glad to be home with you guys. So let's do this. Patoing! Yes, also thank you so much for your help as well. It's always good to see you. We have awesome game devs in chat. We have amazing pixel artists as well, and traditional artists. Lots of creative folk. And also people like to hang. You guys have so much interesting stuff to talk about, games and movies and books and everything. Chat is always amazing here. I learn a lot from you guys.